Are you ready?
This is the DCX podcast with your hosts,
Who is Ravage?
Ryan Ruckman,
Ravage.
Hand me that bottle cap.
Miles Kane,
Hand me that paperclip. Grab that twine. Gun wrapper.
Daniel Schwab,
We
best friends,
Asgard to mouth.
and Pete.
Cause I'm just me.
Welcome back to the DCX podcast. I'm your host Ryan, and with me as always are Miles, Dan, and Pete. Miles, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. My wife got her book in today. She made a big deal about it. I know Christine did as well, and I'm sure Amber as well, with the new Onyx Storm book. So I'm not allowed in the bedroom. She wants to read about her dragons. So I'm totally fine with that.
All right.
Read your book.
Dan, how's your week been going?
It's nice to start off with the 3-day weekend, so that's a plus. But now if I don't take vacation, that's my only off day until May. So I've got a long stretch to go now.
Well, that's positive.
I know. I'm gonna, eventually just shove it where the sun don't shine. So
Oh, okay. Pete, what about you?
Well, I've got a better work schedule than Dan, and I thought mine was pretty rough. Well, I'm good. Played CLIX last night, back on a Monday night, so had a good time. We had the monthly game this weekend, so it's been pretty CLIX intensive around here.
Yeah, it's been a solid week. And then also joining us for the first time is fellow DCX member Matt Looper. Matt, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
So do you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself, or I guess the people listening a little bit about yourself? Like just when did you start playing CLIX, and how'd you find us?
Sure. My first exposure to HeroClix was at Gen Con about 2 years ago. Just on a whim, I took a learn to play session there and had a blast. I believe it was Brian Galley that taught me how to play. And yeah, bought my first couple of boosters immediately after that, and then tried to find local shops that sold stuff and went to Coliseum Games. They told me about the group that plays on Monday. I showed up with my Teen Titans team, and yeah, the rest is kind of history. Guys that play at Coliseum are great. I have a lot of fun, and they've taught me a whole bunch.
And you jumped pretty fast into the competitive stuff, right, with us?
Yeah, I think so. It was a good crash course. I think the experience helped because it's weird how you don't think you're improving when you're playing the same people all the time, but then you play other people and you're like, oh man, I did learn stuff.
Yeah, I think that all of us that play with you at the store would say that you've gotten much, much better since that first game that we played against you. And then you've been playing our monthly game with us. I think when did we say it was? Since like May of last year, right? It was that Soldier game?
Yep. Soldier was my first one. Yep.
Okay. How did your first monthly game go?
I found out what Skynet is. I thought somebody made a mistake by leaving Peacemaker out to dry, and it turns out I took the bait, and I got immediately destroyed.
as someone who has also taken the Skynet bait, don't take the bait. It's not worth it.
Yeah, but I think we've all seen an improvement with that too. So it's been very nice to have you playing with us, and glad to have you on the team and joining us tonight. As far as what we did, we played the big game on Saturday, and we had a little bit of extra time, so I was actually able to start reading a couple comics again. So that was nice because we have been crazy busy lately. So it's always nice when the schedule slows down a little bit. We do have a little bit of a slow news week again, but we do have Pete with the Bookwood Report.
Bookwood Report!
Hello, friends. It's time for the People's segment, the Bookwood Report. It's a little bit of a light week, honestly, for Bookwood. And, Rebin, we will have to ask you to contribute to the Bookwood Report here in a minute. He only purchased Gaia, and then he also bought quite a bit of Pogs, 6 War Machine Drone Pogs, 6 Starfire Pogs, 1 Kate Bishop Pog, 6 Custom Grave Markers, 1 Superman Proxy Pog, 1 Chi Tiger Pog, and 1 Dagger Pog. Now, who here played him on Monday night?
I did play him.
Anything you want to talk about?
Just your casual, try-hard team, going in with a 300 Beholder and a 80-point Solaris, Khonshu on the sideline, and Reverse Flash Prime. And it was 400 golden, so I went in, with a little bit more of a fun team. It had an Earth X Venom Black Panther, a Avengers Forever Ghost Panther, and then a new, Black Panther Venom Killmonger, the chase, and then what was my other piece? Oh, and then I did play the King Killmonger team up card. Yeah. So just a little mean fun Wakanda team. So that went up against him, and I think our game was maybe about 10 minutes. So was not the most fun game I've played against him.
Bookwood did want me to specifically ask what happened to your Ghost Panther.
Well, he crit hit his attack and rolled the disintegration ray.
Oh, he actually rolled the 20? Wow.
Yep.
That's impressive.
So he was able to
it's
just.
It's a chance, but still, that's just when it actually goes off, you're like, well, shit.
Yep. So he just decided to delete my Ghost Panther for 125 points, and I forgot about the other part, the map that he chose. So instead of a fun map trying to make the game last a little bit longer, we went to Monster Island where there's no real terrain, and just characters that see through everything. So just a little 10-minute match, and then we just got to kind of hang out the rest of the time while everyone finished their games.
So I also played Bookwood on Monday night, and I'm happy to report that I will now be known as the Monday Night Messiah because I'm the only thing that stood between him and going 3-0. Because if not, the Bookwood Report was going to be a lot more rough for the rest of us. So his try-hard team, it went down to Trigon. Trigon is a thing. I did also play Matt Looper in a pretty fun game. He had a Beholder too, so Trigon versus Beholder. Trigon is 2-0 at this point. So, yeah. Matt, you want to talk about Monday at all?
I got destroyed in all of my games, but I had a lot of fun. It was my first time using the Beholder, and I immensely enjoyed it. I thought it was great.
That concludes your Bookwood Report.
I really think that Beholder's been a lot of fun to actually play, though, at either point value. What did you think about playing him?
I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I think the D20 mechanic adds just a little bit extra suspense to the turns. And I played D&D for quite a long time, so it's nice to see some of those pieces kind of make their way into HeroClix.
Yeah, I've
You had 2 chances to delete Trigon.
In every
you
game,
rolled the
I had
19
2
twice.
chances.
Yeah, yes. It's a little nerve-wracking. I was gonna laugh if you pulled it off, though.
All right, we had the last 2 CLIX League West events finish up, and the first one was at the CLIX Collective in California. They had 11 people, so we'll go over the top 5 builds on this one. 5th place was Jonah Weichert with an unnamed team. It was 200-point Kong, Avatar of Gaia, a 50-point Kong, and Mern. And then Beetlejuice on the sideline with obviously Gaia, and then Poseidon and Reverse Flash. Now, I thought that Kong with Gaia was going to be a bigger deal, and I'm not seeing them as much as I thought. Just run the events.
Well, I mean, he's got weaknesses, so I think that's going to be a thing people are cautious of, right? I mean, even with 200 points, that's still the majority of your force. So,
Well, the IC event in South Dakota was won with a 200-point Kong and Gaia.
Just with different support, then we'll get to obviously that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the pilot is very, I would say, like,
Oh, for sure, absolutely,
top player. So,
All right, let's go to number 4.
Number 4 is Brandon Weber. This is Diana Good Stuff. So we got Butterfly, Caveman Wally West with Bucky's Arm, Diana with the Hell Cycle, Kong with Avatar of Khonshu, Space Ghost, and a Predagiton with Avatar of Taweret. Sideline is Michael Keaton, Khonshu, Taweret, and triple Death Metal Wonder Woman, so you can't Chair Panther her. That's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely want a Death Metal Wonder Woman on it, sure.
It's kind of what I figured. I'm like, well, no matter what, you're getting Death Metal.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to see there's no way to block a Beetlejuice, but they're playing Space Ghost.
I was looking at it the same way. Yeah. I'm hoping for the Gentle Person's Agreement.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Just be like, hey, we both have a nuke. Let's not use it. It's the Cold War.
Yeah.
All right, Looper, want to go with the third place?
Yeah, team name was Oops Built God. He went with Batman Swap from Masters of Time, the Hell Cycle, Caveman Wally West with Trick Arrows, Despero, Diana with the Hell Cycle, and Superstore. Sideline also had Ares and Michael Keaton, along with the Batman Swaps.
I think this is the first build that has actually gotten pretty high with the Super Soar, which I thought he was going to be on way more builds.
No, he was on the second place team at the first CLIX Collective event.
Oh, was he?
Their crypto. Yeah.
That's still only. I mean, that's still not many. I was expecting to see him quite a bit as one of the top dinosaurs played.
Yeah, considering he's got full speed charge, yeah, that is a little odd.
Being able to attack 3 times.
Yeah.
What a pro this guy is. Comes right in, gets the Michael Keaton bit. I mean, man, unbelievable.
And then I know, Miles, you talked to these guys a little bit more. You got Jesse's build, right?
Jesse's team's not on there. Yeah, but so what Jesse played was the rare Supergirl with 2 Kongs. One of them has Chthon, Black Panther Prime, the uncommon Shuri, and Brimstone.
Ooh, I like Brimstone.
So he decided to go unthemed. Yeah,
that's a weird team, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it works, it works. Like,
Pete can go over Paul's build in just a second. Did you get a breakdown though of their final match?
I did not. No, I haven't had a chance to talk to Paul about it. I was just able to get the teams on there.
Paul went 300 to nothing on Jesse is what it looks like by the score.
Oh, and
he also went first. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go over Paul's team?
Yeah. So Paul Cote, Paul and Jesse are both amazingly good players. So
do they know each other?
Remain. I believe so. I believe they may have known each other for many years. We'd have to ask them.
Okay.
Hawk to Eye. Bit on that thing is what it says. Hawkeye and Hawkeye, Trick Arrows, Butterfly, Kong, Superman with the Hell Cycle, Perdagiton, Jack, Timebreaker, and the sideline was Ace. Michael Keaton, Blue Beetle, Prime, Mern, Space Ghost, and Death Metal Wonder Woman. And there was a nifty traffic pharaoh. Congratulations, Paul.
Yeah. Miles, did you help him with this build?
No, I did not. No.
I just see Jack, and that has you written all over it, so I'm like,
Well, so the audio got corrupted from the interview that because I was trying to switch it from video to audio, and it got corrupted, so I wasn't able to get it. But no, we were talking about like things to play. Jack was one of the things we brought up. Superman. Yeah, so this is definitely what he was talking about. What he would be playing for sure. Really
Okay.
good stuff. Yeah. And he took it personal that no one has been playing that Superman or Hawkeye in the CliX League West. So he was on a mission.
Oh, that's right. I saw that he was playing something that no one else has played really.
Mm-hmm.
What was his draw
Three
to
figures
that?
with 0 wins.
What was his draw?
Hawkeye and Hawkeye he likes, but the Superman with all the extra attacks.
Okay.
And then the Jack Pog is like, I mean that's a budget weasel. I mean honestly, and he's a decent attacker. So like you don't get the +1 range or attack, but you're going to be getting a precision strike attacker with Jack because Jack's 6'11", 17-2. So you know you get running shot with precision strike. It's not too bad as
Right.
an attacker. Those pogs are highly underrated. I think the ace pog is going to be a piece that could potentially see some play from the fringe. Next.
All right. Well, congrats to Paul for taking that one. And then we have the last one from the Event 2s. This is from Gamers Guild in Arizona. 9 people. And in 8th place was Anthony Robnett with Sons of Steel. It was Colossus on the motorcycle, the starter Superman with the Hell Cycle, Diana with the Hell Cycle, Perdegaton with Avatar of Towerette, and 4 Timebreakers. Sideline was Beetlejuice, Towerette, and the Treasure Chest. Seems like a pretty aggressive team. Well, let's see what else was played, because this seems like a team that would actually do pretty well. It's very aggressive.
His record. That you look at his record, and I'm surprised, going 1-3 with that. So, next we have Victor Muller with Hidari Yao. Just missed cut at 2-2 in 7th. Hidari Yao at 100. Death Metal Wonder Woman with Bucky's arm. Guessing just for the close combat expert. Kevin. Legacy Black Panther. Miles Morales, Timebreaker Pog, Madison, and Scott Crampton, with Ares, Keaton, the rare Spider-Man, and a Timebreaker on his sideline. I think he just probably put the Timebreaker on his sideline just to say he's gonna generate him. With the phone booth and Herb.
I'm actually pretty surprised at how many people are playing her at 100 points. I think that's actually going to be more common than 60, just so that she's got a little bit more life.
I was gonna say, I feel like that you can make that work, right? Because I mean, she's a 30-year build, but like, there's enough stuff you can still fill around her to make her potent and have a good team.
Her damage output is just insane.
Yeah.
So I think playing her at 100 is smart.
Well, the big thing I think is that she's doing only 3 damage on her low click, or her low dial, which is obviously fine since she is going to deal the max 3 on it anyway. And doing anything else, she doesn't get any more attack, and the extra damage doesn't matter because if you are multi-targeting, you're still going to just deal everybody 3 damage. But I think it's just too easy to one-shot her with some of the stuff that's out there. Like a Kong can quake her and knock her back, and then she's just gone. So I think it's more just to get the extra life out of her.
At least with this team, she's getting her bonus, so there's that. So she's only taking the 2 damage from attacks at a time, so that's a plus.
That's true.
2. And you're getting the Kevin reroll, so you're getting like, what is that? How does this thing work?
You can reroll something with a Marvel.
Yeah, so it's pretty much black shirt, but every turn.
Yeah. Okay, so and you can reroll any roll. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can reroll her attacks, you can reroll her super senses, and it's good.
And then he's probably got Miles Morales right next to her to get the 4 through 6, right? Yeah. All right.
Considering they both have stealth, I don't see why not.
All right, not bad. How about number 6?
Number 6 is Jeff Dumas with My Potney Powers. So it is a scientist theme. We have Man-Thing with Avatar of Khonshu, the Iconics Harley Quinn at 45, Double Iconics Ivy, one with Trick Arrows, one with Bucky's Arm. Then the DC-24 Harley, because she's 35
Is that
points.
the free comic book day?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know what's going on
Okay.
here. Okay, that's interesting. And then a Perdigaton and a Lucas Scott in PJ. And then sideline is Michael Keaton, Chthon, Khonshu, Poseidon, and Reverse Flash. Objects are a heart-shaped herb in the phone booth.
She's 35 points prob, and she does some stuff that's random, but it's kind of neat.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. I don't think it's bad.
Yeah,
Or anything.
if you roll a 2 or 3, I mean, that's not too bad. Deal 1 damage to all characters adjacent to the square that character last occupied, because whenever you KO something, so if you have the Ivy's KO from full map,
Yeah.
So if you're able to kill 2 things in the same turn, then you get to roll that twice. The 2 through 3 is definitely the best one.
Yeah. But I mean,
I
that
like
6 could come into play.
I like. I mean, any of them are actually pretty good. It just depends on what. It is random, unfortunately, but it could be beneficial for all 3 of those effects.
And it's all characters, not just opposing characters.
Yeah.
So even if they get one of yours, then you're doing that.
Yeah. It's a double-edged sword for sure, but she's only 35, so I'm thinking that's why.
Yeah, it seems pretty solid. All right, how about number 5, Pete?
Stefano Robnett, it's Kong. My team is Kong. Kong, 200 points with Avatar of Gaia. Prime Blue Beetle at 75, Perdegaton at 20, Timebreaker for 5, unthemed with Chthon and Gaia on the sideline. We did have the heart-shaped herb. But I mean, simple, effective, brutal. So you can't let Kong run around. He's going to only have 4 pieces, so he's probably going to be attacking multiple times every turn. And Beetle's there to do some damage too. So I like it.
Probably hard to focus on Beetle when you have a 200-point Kong in your face. All right, how about 4th place, Looper?
4th place is an unnamed team. Boring. Also unthemed is Hadariao at 100 points with the bag of holding. Colossus Prime with the motorcycle. Bardley Quinn. Miles Morales. Madison. Perdegaton with the trick arrows. And the sideline was Michael Keaton and the treasure chest.
That's one object I'm surprised I'm not seeing more of, is that treasure chest. Just because you just generate it when you KO someone.
So if that gets, can that give up points though if it gets onto the or no, that doesn't drop, does it?
No, it'd still be 5 points though, because it's because you're generating this object. So yeah, you would if you KO it's still 5 points.
I think it's too random, honestly.
I mean, it's D&D. This could be either.
Yeah, it is random, but it's like, there's a lot of things like on the sideline that, I mean, I know there's a few spots like on mine, and I threw in Swamp Thing when obviously that treasure chest would have been a lot more useful. I just want Swamp Thing on my team to have them on there. So
Yeah, not all of us have 5 traffic barrels, so
you should get one.
Yeah. I'm sure Redmond has 10 of them.
I have 3. 1 for each family member that plays HeroClix. All right, take us to 3rd place, Miles.
Yes, and in 3rd place, we have Marcus Andrew Daniels with Soups/Lad, going 3-2 with 894 points. He has the starter Superman at 75 with Hell Cycle. He's unthemed. Sherlock Holmes with Khonshu, and the Sherlock Holmes he's using is the one that opposing characters within 4 squares can't use Safeguard Outwit or Protected Outwit. Legacy Lightning Lad,
your boy,
with Trick Arrow.
That's disgusting. Him with arrows. Oh,
yeah, Space Ghost, Perdegaton, Brimstone, Weasel, and Timebreaker with Keaton and Khonshu on his sideline. He had the Coffin, the Hedge, and the heart-shaped herb. I'm gonna have to confirm. I'll get a hold of Cotes and see who brought out Keaton, because that's the one thing I can see just that completely nerfs this team. Not being able to use your TK or your Perplexes with Space Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Or Lightning Lad's
But-
whole shtick of like, hey, I do EE for free, so
Yeah. And that's what, yeah, so that's what's really disgusting with Lightning Lad, yeah, especially with the trick arrows, because you can just hit everybody with, because Psychic Blast is part of from any range attack, so if you drop the 2 dangerous arrow, he's doing 3 damage to all of them. So, but
Yep.
Weasel also just makes it disgusting, because I think yeah, he'll be doing 5 damage.
and he's what 9+ range. If I think does he have any other perplex? But he's definitely 9 range off base with just Weagle.
Yeah, he gets, if he's able to sidestep, he gets full map by himself with sidestep running shot.
Oh yeah,
So
and
I can see-
he's got the double perplex with Space Ghost, so he can just be
Mhm.
what is that, an 11
14.
range, right?
Yeah, he can do it be an 11, yeah, or a
Yeah,
14
so
attack.
he can basically shoot across the board.
Yeah,
Big fan of 2 brimstones popping up, one at each of these events, though.
yeah, that's leave it to the West Coast to bring these these little played figures. Both of them being top 4 as well,
Yeah.
and one of them in the finals.
All right, Dan, second place.
All right, we have Valentin Perea with My Powers. So we have another Hadari Yao with had 100 points with the Bag of Holding. Butterfly, Prime Elsa Bloodstone with the Trick Arrows. Bardley Quinn with the motorcycle. Miles Morales, Madison, and Perdigaton. Sideline consists of Michael Keaton, John Constantine, Myrn, the Swap-In Secret Identity Spider-Man, and Death Metal Wonder Woman. So
I know the Legacy Panther's hard to come by, so I'm hoping that they were just going with that general person's agreement, because that just, if you're looking at all these teams, like Keaton just destroys them.
And I'm not seeing a whole lot of the Legacy Panther, are you? Right?
no, he's pretty limited, so I feel like he's not going to be seen around that much, to be honest.
Yeah. What do you guys think about
There's
the
only 3 in Oregon.
3 in Oregon?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about throwing the Bag of Holding on Hadari Yao?
I'm not sure if that's. I know people are thinking that they're misreading Prime Elsa, because Prime Elsa says choose an unequipped character, and so I know a lot of people are thinking that she can just give that to anybody, and so I'm wondering if that's what they're trying to do.
Oh, okay. That might I maybe I don't know. I think it's just because it's free, right? Like until the Universal Weapon comes out, I think it's just because it's free because she's got Warrior, or sorry, Mystical.
Yeah.
I think I feel like that's why. It's a free object. The Bag of Holding is not actually that bad. Like it's just.
No, I
we
like it
don't
a
have
lot. It just doesn't seem like something that you would use with her, and it's risky to give up the 10 points if she does go down.
Yeah, that's fair.
It just seems like a weird play, but yeah, I think that obviously that's going to be gone when Universal Weapon comes out. All right, and then how about first place, Pete?
First place, Mr. Wes Betshirt, ruler team. He played Prime Colossus with the Hell Cycle, Butterfly, Scientist Supreme. That's fun. Wonder Woman with the motorcycle, and Shuri from Black Panther, ruler theme. Sideline was Amadeus Cho, Iron Fist, John Constantine, Morph, Myrn, and Professor Moriarty.
Oh, I see what they're doing with Scientist Supreme. That's actually kind of interesting.
Dan, what are they doing with Scientist Supreme?
The butterfly. So you do the swarms, and then you can mind control because you just have to hit, and then you can just unequip the hit character when they are after they're mind controlled.
And you just equip it to Scientist Supreme.
Yeah. So you can cross map somebody with mind control and then just steal their equipment.
Well, they have to be adjacent though, or an adjacent friendly character.
Yeah, but that's why Scientist Supreme is adjacent to the Butterfly Colony, who's able to full map mind control
with the
swarm.
butterflies. Yeah.
Oh, I got
You walk the swarms up there, and then you mind control through them, and then all you have to do is hit, and then you've now yoinked their equipment from across the map.
That's actually pretty cool. And then he can't equip multiple things though, right? So he would unequip whatever if he does it again.
Yeah.
That would still be cool to like you do that, and then you just start crushing equipment.
That's an awesome combo. What's he probably bringing in here though?
He's got options.
Yeah.
I like the Iron Fist ball
I'm
because of all
loving
the
morph
balls, the
option.
giants and
I
colossals.
think you go morph.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Morph's got
leaning
to be his
towards.
go-to.
Precision strike and prob.
Just because. Yeah, exactly. And then he'll be a 4 through 6 senses.
Oh,
But
but you
yeah,
can still
the
use the
precision
minimum
strike
full
prob.
range for mind control, right? Or is that's you can still use that dirt for the butterfly swarm to just
Yeah,
make a range
you
attack?
still do no matter what. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you can still attack target through the butterfly swarms. And so he's
Okay.
going to be an 11 attack precision strike. So I
Yeah.
think he's honestly going to be your best call-in for, besides Mern. Hammer Mern are going to be your two.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yep.
Amadeus Cho is an interesting option too, because if you're going against those 200-point Kongs, that's someone you want to bring in.
Yeah, that's not a
Iron
bad
Fist.
play.
I thought Iron Fist was the call-in for that because of the whole he deals with he
And
just
then,
attacks those guys well, but I don't know what he's there for otherwise.
or you can also shut down Hidari Yao because he has a choose an opposing character with a deity keyword, and they can't use safeguard outwit, so now you can outwit her senses, Kong's impervious and stop click. So as long as he has multiple outwits, which I think is just what I think Amadeus chose the only one.
No,
Without wit.
Scientist Supreme has it too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep him safe, but he still does get Kirby. Not that that's amazing, because it's when he starts the game. But that could be game changing, bringing him out against the Kong or a Hidari Yao.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, congrats to Wes Betshirt for the win on that. That wraps up Event 2s, and then it looks like Event 3s start back up in March. Miles,
We have one more event for California, I believe, because there's 5 or 6 stores. So I still think we're waiting on one more.
I think we just briefly touched on one of them. So I'm looking at the circuit right now, and it's going. The next one's Event 3 in March 1st.
Oh, okay.
I think we kind of grazed over the first one that happened like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, because I forgot about that. Yeah, because it was Thunder and Games was the 4th, and the next ones were that weekend of the 11th through the So yeah.
Do you want to explain how this is working though? Because they're doing 5 different events, right, between 6 stores.
Yeah. So what it is that there's going to be each store has these events. First place gets 4 points for each event, 3 for second, 2 for third, and 1 for fourth. At the end of all 5 events, you're going to be declared the store champion. So there's a trophy for that and everything. And then in November, there's going to be the Champions League, which is going to be for people that won the store events. And so it's going to be a 6-person event where all the champions face each other to then decide who the first CLIX League West champion is. And then there's also going to be a tumbleweed league where if you went to all events and you have the least amount of points, you're able to go to that event and win.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is a really cool cool idea. I think it should be picked up by more areas, honestly.
It's just, it's tough for me because it's like a 15-hour drive.
Have you considered moving somewhere better that you could play CLIX more often?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that, but I like how easy it is to win. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no. It's
the hardest thing about winning out there is the
has
drive.
Yeah, exactly. That's the driving is the hardest part about winning.
Sounds like you just need your own private plane, Miles.
We have family members that aren't doing too well, so it's hard. My wife's been here her whole entire life, and so it's trying to get her to want to move out. But with a lot of family members not doing too well, it makes it hard for her to even think about leaving.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, me, I don't care.
All right.
You know, birds need to leave the nest. You know.
All right, let's go into the Champion CLIX Open Icy Regionals that just started this weekend. It looks like there were 3 events that opened up this weekend. This is where you can win the Deceased Black Adam, the first chance at it at least. Highlander Games in New Jersey had 29 people, and in 8th place for that, this was all 300 modern. 8th place for this one was Abdul Manakrim. He had Diana Ruler. It was a Prime Colossus on the motorcycle, Diana on the Hell Cycle, Kong, Legacy Panther, Shuri, the 029, and Timebreaker. This looks like a pretty scary team. Also, Ares on the sideline with Beetlejuice, a nifty traffic barrel, and a heart-shaped herb. So, yeah, this is more of the stuff that I'm thinking that we're going to be seeing over the next month or two before some of the other sets come out. But Diana is sneaky good with that, being able to place either Colossus or Kong. Have you guys had to play against that yet?
I did. Yes. I played her in the second round. She wasn't able to pull that off because I went first, and so I just killed her.
I was gonna say you just murder her then, yeah.
But that had to be like your first play then, right? Was getting her, and you were able to do that with across the map.
It was 200-point Kong, Diana, and Perdegaton. So, going first, I have a huge advantage. If I go second, Perdegaton, luckily I'm able to manipulate figures, like that helps me. But yeah, she's 100% the biggest threat on the board, even with a 200-point Kong. Because you TK her with the Hell Cycle, she gets full map and she doesn't have to hit. It just says when she attacks. So, yeah, and you don't want that with a 200-point Kong going full map. Just able to just smash your team. So
yeah, just coming over is crazy.
And then I went against it in the finals against Corey, and she was also my biggest threat. So I had to flip the Death Metal Wonder Woman. So sadly, I had to do more damage to her, but I brought Diana down to her 10 attack and 8 speed, so she lost 2 speed, which is huge. So he wasn't able to get her in one action.
Okay.
Since he didn't have TK. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, she's a huge threat. When I see her, she'll die.
Yeah, so if you're playing in any modern matches, definitely be ready for this type of build because this is one that you're going to see quite a bit. All right, how about 7th place?
Yeah, just attacking you. In 7th place, we have Ken Minton with New Modern. He went 4-2, scoring 315 points. And New Modern is Prime Black Panther. Well, it's a ruler theme with Butterfly, Kong with Gaia, Legacy Panther, Ramonda, Timebreaker, and Legacy Starro with Keaton, Chthon, Gaia on there, and then Major Logan and double Death Metal Wonder Woman on his sideline.
How much is Black Panther been? Man, I thought he was going to be everywhere right away, and he just is not.
He's only going for $60 now. He was up to 100, and they all just dropped.
Is it just because no one's playing him in events yet?
From 45 to 60. It has to be. I don't really but it's also an interesting thing because he was played quite a bit in these ICs. It's point denial, and it's hard to really get him on a team where you're able to get the damage output as well. So, but I still think there's something there with it.
Granted, sure. Chair Panther's got 34 wins under his belt, and he's got a 58, almost a 59% win percentage, as far as like current modern competitive is speaking.
I'm working with Blue Beetle right now, but he's definitely my second option to start building around if I don't like how my Blue Beetle team plays next weekend. So,
well, him and Death Metal Wonder Woman are just disgusting.
Together, yeah. And that's why this guy's playing 2 of them, so he's bringing at least one of them out if they stop him from bringing Beetlejuice out with the Chair Panther.
Yeah, and then Major Logan's also smart, too, because there's people that might not want Major Logan.
Yeah. So odds are you're getting a Wonder Woman in.
Yeah.
All right, what about number 6?
Number 6 is Anthony Bruno with No Juice for You. So, this is a ruler theme. Hadaria with Trick Arrows. Hadaria is at 100. Colossus Prime with Bucky's Arm. Death Metal Wonder Woman. Legacy Panther with Avatar of Atum. And a Timebreaker Pog. Sideline consists of Ares, Atum, Michael Keaton, and Chthon.
Yeah, and I think this is another one that you're going to see a lot of.
This is pretty cookie cutter, yeah. No barrel, though.
Yeah. I don't think people realize how important barrel is when you're dealing with Colossus.
Or Kong, too? I mean, just...
Yeah.
Yeah, cause even on outdoor maps, like, barrel doesn't seem good because, like, oh, Kong can see over stuff. But, like, the reason why I know people hate the barrel, but the reason why it's so important, especially when you're going second, is that they lose improved movement, which means they can't even move over those blocking. And so it's going to be hard for Kong to get to you, and then Colossus to get to you. I mean, I realize a lot of people hate it, but I
Well,
really think that
the thing
the
with Colossus
barrel
is he only
is
moves
needed.
through blocking. So if you can get up on elevated and stuff, he just has to stop, and that's not even with the barrel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what do you think this build would drop to get the universal weapon on Hidariao?
Just swap out the arrows for the universal
Yep.
weapon. That's what she's got on right now. So.
Oh, I was thinking it was 20 points. That's Mjolnir,
Yeah,
though.
Yeah, it's Mjolnir. Yep.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
And then Bucky's arm I dropped for the barrel. I see he's going with the Bucky's arm because you're doing more damage. Or
Yeah.
you're getting more of an
No,
attack, but
if you're attacking, yeah, but like I guess you're getting the senses on the
you get
six.
on a 6.
But
Yeah,
if
but,
you're just doing Colossus stuff, like you're not even. It's not your printed damage, so.
No, yeah, I do like the Bucky's arm because you get that extra rollout, and then top dial he's gonna be a 13 for 6. So if you don't want to mind control, even though it's why not? Like you want to use as mind control.
Yeah.
I use that for the barrel, but no, yeah, this is a very cookie cutter. Like this is the Kong teams and like this Hidariao, Colossus, Death Metal, Wonder Woman, Panther. Like this is pretty much what I'm expecting.
Yeah, the two most
The
common
modern
teams
to
I
look
think
like.
you're going to see. I do like the
Yeah.
suggestion of getting rid of Bucky's arm, though, for the barrel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, sending any shade or anything about like how it's just this team's just so easy to pilot and it's just so good that like why wouldn't you play it?
Oh yeah, not
You
at
know,
all. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
the meta itself is relatively small right now. With the delays that we've gotten, we should already have had Collector's Trove, and Spider-Man should be like fresh right now. We should have 2 more sets, and we're just about to get Collector's Trove, and it's not even going to be legal for some of these bigger events that are happening. So, the options right now, as far as like what's really good to play, you're really limited.
Which is, I
And
mean,
I
that's what you
understand
get when you have them.
tiebreaker too. Yeah, and the timebreaker because you're going to be able to get those figures without deity. So
Yeah. What were you saying, Dan?
I mean, that's what happens, right? You have the cut from rotation, and then we haven't really had anything to replace it, so we're kind of in the lull right now. Like, okay, well, we only have this select amount of figures to play in modern, so.
Yeah, but that's what
it's
you
gonna-
say like in November, not at the end of January.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I just like that's just where we're at right now, unfortunately. So.
All right. How about 5th place, Pete?
Luke Scheffenacker with Hadara Lossus. This is ruler theme. Hadara Yao, Colossus on the motorcycle. Black Panther with the Avatar of Tarwet, that's 43A. Legacy Panther with the Avatar of a Tomb. Timebreaker and Raven, Sideline was Ares, a Tomb. Michael Keaton, Cathan, Tarwet, and the Treasure Chest. And there was a barrel.
And this is another piece that I think is going to start picking up in play is the 43A. Miles, this was a piece that showed up at your, what was it?
yeah, my
Your-
clicks league.
Yeah, okay. And it
I
did
love
well,
this
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he ended up going 2-2 because he played me twice in a row, but it was AJ from the Clicks Bads.
The
and I see
piece
him as a threat.
itself. Yeah, the piece itself performed well, right? Even though the team didn't win.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so I saw him as a major threat, and so he was, keeping all of his figures close and everything, and dropping 2 dangerous. You don't get the super senses roll since you're not targeted by the attack, luckily. So I was just killing him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, no, you're.
Oh yeah, because it's the 3. Is it the 3 damage? Do you not? Is it knockback 2 with the 2 dangerous as well as the
It's
3 damage?
knockback as well. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
3 damage with knockback. So he's just dead. I'm like, all right,
So
no.
stupid.
That-
Kill him with the crowd. Because the first game, I messed up and because I totally forgot that he gets flurry, and so he took one of his red brainiums to get flurry and just messed me up with his blades roll of a 5, and then a 4, and I'm like, oh my god, no, we're done. And then giving friendly characters stealth is also very important. Obviously, my team didn't worry about that, but I mean, you're able to give Starro, stealth. You can give Kong stealth.
Yeah, without
and on maps
conflict.
where you're able to create a ton of debris, like that's pretty good.
Oh, that's wild. Because then with Gaia on Kong, you just can't see him, even if he's not in
Yeah.
hindering.
It doesn't matter, yeah, because you put
Yeah.
guy on Kong, yes, you need Mern in order to target him. Yeah,
Or you're punching him, one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a guy that I think
I still
will
think
start picking up a little bit more play.
I like
I
it.
like the idea of Tawret. I still haven't decided which ones I like better. I think any of the gods work for him from next phase. I think
Yeah.
Khonshu, if you want some support, giving him Outwit is cool too, but I think giving him a Mitt is also a good option.
Seth is
Giving him
not
that
bad.
Steel Energy with Flurry.
Yeah, I was gonna say Seth.
So-
What does he do besides Mystics? Is it Mystics and Poison?
Poison. Yes, Mystic's poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a solid option.
And yeah, I'd put him. Yeah.
I like the Steel Energy though that Amit gives you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
that's
can-
where it's at right there.
He has
for
the
me.
chance to make multiple attacks, so that's the plus. So that he is able to, if he's down, he can heal.
Do you think he's playable at 75 with Amit? With the stats?
I
Or
think
not
so
worth
because
it?
you get super senses.
Yeah.
He has super senses.
Yeah.
Traded.
Yep.
So then it increases, and you increase the result by +1 for each time he targeted the attacker. And so it just says targeted, so you can target him with Outwit. Same thing with the 40-point one. If you charge Flurry or and then perplex him, now you're over 4 through 6 senses
Yeah.
going up there. So yeah, I think you could. I think there's something there at 75 points. You're able to get that reducer, and then
Doesn't
the
auto
Steel
die
Energy I think
to a
really
too
helps.
dangerous arrow. But yeah, the Steel Energy is really good.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to 4th place. Looper, do you want to take that one?
Yep. 4th place is Anton Winder, playing Ancestral Plane. That's Black Panther Prime, Butterfly, Diana with the Health Cycle, Chair Panther, Shuri, and Legacy Starro with the Avatar of Khonshu. On the sideline is Ares, Keaton, Major Logan, Myrn, and Death Metal Wonder Woman using the heart-shaped herb, the vibranium, and the phone booth.
Is he able to move the heart-shaped herb at all? Does Diana have super strength? Not on the 50
No, she
point
does not.
dial.
Diana does not. No.
Is he able to move that at all or no?
You can TK with Shuri potentially. That's about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody
That's
else.
why
Nobody
I
else.
honestly think I'm not sure how I feel about Diana on this build. I like Kong just for that, being able to carry your herb, and then because you can bring Death Metal Wonder Woman for that 4 through 6 senses.
Yeah.
Well, then you're already.
Because I'm looking
You're
over
already
and trying to
playing.
see like who are you bringing over with Diana.
Exactly. You're already playing defensive. You're not really doing a lot of offense. So
Yeah.
like, yeah.
And he got top 4 with this build, so obviously it worked out for him.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Diana gets Prime Panther out there,
Mm-hmm.
but
And usually
yeah,
getting
I still like
Wonder
Kong
Woman, Death Metal
with
Wonder
Black
Woman in for
Panther.
Butterfly, so that's still going to be bringing him back, and he can probably just keep going.
Yeah.
What were
Yeah.
his points?
Because
5,000.
Panther can keep him going too. Chair Panther, you have Shuri make the vibranium, and then he just keeps taking the tokens off Panther, so you can just keep going every turn.
Yeah.
And then he's probably, I think that's what he's doing is instead of trying to do a point denial, I think he has to be bringing over Diana and then bringing over Prime Panther, because Prime Panther has Flurry, something I always forget about, and then he's able to move 2 squares. After the attack resolves, you may move
After the
him up
first one.
2 squares, and then so yeah, you're able to move him and then attack someone else and then move another 2. So. And with the extra damage, so he's gonna do Precision Strike with 4 damage.
Yeah.
Right, Diana gives him the damage.
Yep. Yeah, she gets +1 damage and attack too. Yeah, so he's a 13 for 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
And that remove an action token with Chair Panther, it's just a friendly character. You don't have to be adjacent within whatever. It's just share a keyword, nothing. It's just you remove it. So.
Yep.
It does cost you vibranium, but Shuri's punching those out all day. So.
And he's adding them, right? If you get a 4 through 6 on your leadership roll, and then Shuri can just power action.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so he's got plenty of ways to get vibranium, so he should always have plenty.
I'm just trying to see how he, because, oh no, never mind. Sure, he has TK. Never mind. He
Yep.
has TK
Yeah.
on the team.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
And then Diana with the blades possibly for Ares. So yeah, not bad. Not
Yeah,
bad.
and you're probably going to be making those vibraniums and giving Panther, since he's not equipped, you're going to give him that +1 damage, and so now it's going to be Flurry for 5. So, I see who's going with Diana. It's a different thing, so.
Yeah, obviously
he
still did
pretty
well.
good. So
Yeah,
without,
fourth place in a 29-player
Yeah.
event, so solid.
Yeah.
Are you getting? Oh, you're doing the equipment with Shuri, right? That's what you're talking about to get to 5. Okay, I was like, how are we
Yep.
getting to 5? And I'm like, yes.
Miles, you want to bring us to third place?
Yeah, yes, in third place, I actually talked to Lou. This is a new player. I think he's only been playing for a few months. Bow Down to King, Jaden DeCosmo, went 5-2. So he was 4-1 going into cut. This blew my mind. It's 300-point Kong with Gaia.
I mean, he did play the herb.
Yeah, he played the herb. So it's this Kong with Gaia carrying around herb. Has Poseidon, Reverse Flash, Gaia, and Michael Keaton on his sideline. But I just think that's awesome that 300-point Kong was able to go to a 29-person event and get third place, going 4-1 into cut. It's just awesome.
Did Lou tell you if he was able to get the Poseidon thing done on the Atlantis Throne Room?
He did not. I'm gonna have to ask him about that. I didn't realize that he had Poseidon on his thing, so
Yep.
I'm sure Lou will message us and let us know.
I was gonna say that's an easy include if you're just running Kong then.
Or what about
And
obviously?
then this is why I always recommend to newer players that 300-point Kong. I think Gaia and the heart-shaped herb actually really helps him because it's
Oh yeah,
it's hard.
Brings
I mean,
him up.
he's gonna be a 21 defense from range.
Now, what about Reverse Flash though? Is that really worth it, or is that probably just a liability?
I'm not sure. I was actually looking at that, and I wonder. I think that this is fine because you're being so aggressive with Kong. You don't care if you're going to lose 40 points.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Because getting that prob is huge. Because you're going to get that prob. And I mean, we all spent when you roll crit miss with Kong and you kill him. So
yeah,
it happens.
Can this guy only bring in Beetlejuice if he gets Reverse Flash out?
I'm not sure. I think because you can get him in one turn.
Yeah,
you can just bring Beetlejuice out in one turn.
No, it would take 2 turns, right? Because it's still 3 name tokens, so you'd have to take the double.
Yeah, he takes 2 actions and then his next turn.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, so it still takes 2 turns, but yeah, you can get him out with just Kong.
And I'm gonna look at his matchups. I think there had to have been a game that he did it. I'm looking here. I'm not sure because there's a few of the teams. I don't know what the teams are that he played, so I don't know if he would have brought him out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because his only loss was against that Ancestral Plane, and then he lost to the second place team. So that would have been the team that I would have thought he would have brought him out in.
Oh, actually, can Kong then take the two costed actions for the name tokens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But you're dealing damage to Kong. That's what sucks. And so hopefully what you're hoping for is you're hoping to roll a 1 or a 2. Because the heart-shaped herb, you can choose which way it resolves. So you can do the Beetlejuice damage, and then you can heal with the heart-shaped herb.
Gotcha. Seems a little risky, but I guess it could really slow down an opposing team. That's an interesting play, actually.
Yeah. I don't know if he did it or not, but yeah.
All right, how about second place, Dan?
We have Timothy Treister with You'll Root in the Green. I can see what this is. Yeah, it is another plant team.
The Rot in the Green.
Sorry. Did I not say Rot in the Green? Okay.
Full root.
Yeah. So we have the 47A Swamp Thing with Avatar of Khonshu. We have Prime Swamp Thing with Avatar of Seth. Interesting. Man Thing with the Avatar of Gaia. And then a Iconics Ivy with a Bucky's Arm, and Prodegaton. Sideline is Michael Keaton, Chthon, Gaia, Khonshu, Poseidon, and Seth. First appearance of Seth, and so double Swamp Thing. That's interesting. Miles, you're gonna have to clue me in on this because I I don't know what's going on here with the Prime Swamp. I understand the rest of the build. The Prime Swamp thing is what's throwing me off.
That swamp thing is so you can go ahead and there's a few ways that you can do this because you want characters to get knocked back.
Yeah.
So Man Thing, if you're able to attack him, he has super strength, so you can knock him back and then drop a grave marker underneath.
Yeah.
And then Ivy just needs to be adjacent to attack them. He is playing 5 points under. I think the barrel could have really helped, but I also think that trick arrows could have actually played a big part too. I know that he didn't have a lot of things, but I mean, he obviously got second place with this build, so obviously he's playing plants really well.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things that I wouldn't do, but he took a chance, and yeah, he did great with it.
Okay.
Yeah, the double Swamp Thing is something that I looked at, but I just didn't really think that they meshed well because Swamp Thing wants them to be in a grave marker to make his attack,
Yeah.
but Prime Swamp Thing wants them to be in a grave marker so they can't reduce. So like against Kong, I guess it's actually a really good idea, but there's really no way of knocking back a Kong or anything, so you're gonna have to be more aggressive with Swamp Thing. And so by that chance, what I'm thinking is that you'd probably just like put it underneath Man Thing your turn 1,
Mhm.
and have Man Thing just go and drop it.
Yeah.
Potentially.
That makes sense.
Um,
I was just trying to figure
then
out
you're-
like what they were going for here.
Yeah, it's going for a lot. Swamp Thing is also the regular Swamp Thing's also a great attacker. He does not need to be in his starting area. I mean, he ignores blocking for movement, so you can just charge through walls.
Yeah,
Watching his finals game, the barrel I think really would have helped him, and I know that he doesn't have one because he put Isaac on bunker, and so he was just able to move through everything with
Swamp Thing, right?
Colossus, and then he was able to get Hidari Yao out there. And
Oh,
with the
okay.
barrel and a placement of his machine, I think
Yeah.
he could have postponed that a little bit longer, so he would have been able to survive, and then he would have been able to get an alpha, even though he went second. But I mean, that's all it woulda, coulda, shoulda. So I'm not too sure. There was no audio, so it was really hard for me to even keep along with that game. But I mean, yeah, he played plants pretty well. I do think that it was. Interesting. He played both Swamp Things. I do like that. I just like the Wakanda version just because I don't like Beetlejuice, who ended up getting called in late in the game and was just a death knell for him.
Yeah. All right. How about first place, Pete?
Isaac AB with HC Units meta tab. It's a ruler theme. Hidari Yao with the trick arrows. Colossus with Bucky's arm. Death Metal Wonder Woman. Shuri with Avatar of a Tomb. Timebreaker, Sideline of Ares, a Tomb. Michael Keaton, Python, Midnight Angel, 37A, 2 of them. And Heart-Shaped Herb on the sideline.
Yep. I think this is just one of the top builds. So
I like
congrats.
the Midnight Angels on the sideline. That's cool for all the Wakanda stuff that he's got.
That's an interesting thing, and it's crazy to say this that you wouldn't want to do this most of the time, but if Hidari Yao is just like about to die, I think if you have the terrain, I think you bring in a Midnight Angel. I mean, I'll be honest.
Yeah, the tricky part is getting that because you need to power action 4 and not have used it for anything else.
Well, he's not going to be using it for anything else besides giving equipment to Wonder Woman or a Timebreaker.
Yeah, but then what is he? He's not starting. He doesn't have a character that lets you start it, so you're starting from 0 and power actioning. So
he has the Vibranium on his build, though.
Oh, to get more? Okay.
Yeah, you just hit it with the Timebreaker.
So Colossus, if he wanted to, Colossus could use his entire 12 movement to destroy that multiple times.
Or he could just pick it up and beat people with it.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
try to get it
but
that
you
way
can
too.
just load it up by just having. Yeah, you can just move through it several times and then pick it up.
I will
so
say
you can get
that
that loaded up.
I've rolled a 1 or a 2 on this thing way more than I haven't.
I destroyed mine on turn 1. 3 out of my 5 games. So yes, I'm in the same boat as you. Don't bank on Vibranium giving you tokens.
Yeah, congrats to Isaac for winning the New Jersey IC Regional. Then we got House Rules Gaming in Florida. They had 11 people. 8th place was Shane Van Gordon. He played Beauty and the Beast and a Nazi, 200-point Kong with the Avatar of Khonshu, Diana with the Hell Cycle, and Predegaton at 20, and then sideline was Khonshu and Reverse Flash. I guess
And
we are
treasure
actually...
chest as an object.
Oh, treasure chest too? Where's that? All right,
It's an
there.
interesting team name.
I'm pretty sure I can guess who everybody is. Kong the Nazi, right?
Yeah. He was known. He actually in World War One, that's why they went to Skull Island, was because they found out that actually he helped Hitler during World War One, and so people don't realize that. Yeah, that was actually one of the things that kicked off World War Two was the Americans going to Skull Island and essentially kidnapping Kong and killing him in New York.
Yeah, that was in our history books, actually. I found one copy after they burned them all to try to hide that from us, but it is true.
Yep.
I think it's actually honestly
Beast
kind of
is
cool that we're seeing different builds with 200-point Kongs. It's not as copy-paste as some of these other ones are.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting seeing a lot of, because we had a 200-point Kong with Predegaton and then Prime what's his name? Blue Beetle.
Yeah, they're
it's
different.
cool seeing all these for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, how about 7th place?
In 7th place, we have Michael Nelson with Universal Monsters. I just want to. I'm glad that he played this team and it lost. I'm interested in knowing how he lost to the two teams. It was all based off of free actions. So I'm guessing it was like dice or someone had to have been crazy for him to get wiped twice by. Because I see those matchups, I'm like, how do you lose? So I'd love to hear about how that is. He did 200-point Kong with Gaia and Michael Keaton at 100 points. Going 1 and 2, and yeah, his 2 losses really surprised me because it's Batman swap, but the Batman takes a free to shut off powers, and then it was Prime Swamp Thing with Black Lanterns. So I'm really interested and curious how that was able to really happen without him able to use freeze. I think one of them had Black Lantern Green Arrow, so I think that's how he was able to maybe make the thing, but even then, like, he can't charge flurry. So I'd really love to hear like how these games went, because I can't comprehend how he went 1 and 2 with his 2 losses being against Black Lanterns with Keaton. He usually brings some wild builds, so
I think a couple people have tried this and it doesn't work as good as you think it does or will.
No, it sounds good on paper is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's just I think also too, okay, so he has Chthon and Gaia. So if he's putting Chthon on Kong, that also helps too, because like especially if he's taking 2 damage to get full map, even with the heart-shaped herb. So yeah, I'm very curious to hear like how the games went. So Michael Nelson, or you listener or someone that knows Michael Nelson, please let us know. I'm very curious.
How about 6th place, Dan?
This is Stephen Tiernan with Did Somebody Say Death? So we have Swamp Thing, the Prime with Avatar of Khonshu. Oh, this is the Monsters
This is one
Landing
of the
team.
teams.
Yep. King Deadpool, Elsa Bloodstone with Trick Arrows, Green Arrow with Avatar of Bast, Batman. These are all Black Lanterns with the Avatar of Amit, and Necron with the Avatar of Taweret. And then finally we have this is unthemed, so it's not like a full. So Chair Panther with Bucky's arm. So sideline is Amit, Bast, Chthon, Khonshu, Poseidon, Taweret. So no Michael Keaton. And then they have the nifty barrel, the nifty fire hydrant. Wow, not the barrel. Interesting. And then the phone booth.
So this is a prime
You know what?
example. This is a prime example of why Beetlejuice is terrible. This is somebody that wanted to play a really cool monster theme, but couldn't because you have to fit $100, $200 piece Black Panther on here so that people can't bring in that stupid piece. All right, I'm done.
He still played a main force, but he beat him. So that's, I think, a completely different argument.
What's that?
He did beat. This is one of the teams that did beat Michael Nelson with the 100-point with the Michael Keaton on main force. But
Oh, okay. But still,
Yeah,
like you're
that's a
not.
totally different story.
Yeah, you're not expecting
Totally
to go
different.
up against the main force one, but you don't want to go up against that, and so everyone's, for the majority, is looking to put this on their team, and this is a perfect example where you have to play this, and so it totally just destroys what could have been a really cool monster team.
Yeah, I know a few people from
Oh,
out here that's going to our ICs that they're going non-theme because they want to play Black Lanterns,
Yeah,
and so Sheriff Panther has to be played. Yeah.
which is
so the
unfortunate.
one lantern, one of the lanterns that can generate graves without
It's
a
Green Arrow.
free is Green Arrow because he just has to hit
Yeah.
things. And I honestly think him off the butterfly swap is probably one of the best options you can do then. If you're trying to play lanterns and you don't, and you're worried about, say, like, you know, Michael Keaton, because he just has to hit something and you can cross map somebody and then he just drops a grave marker on him. So,
And it's in their square, which is very important because that means that they now cannot reduce damage.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's a solid play.
So if people are wondering, I mean, that's where my head went right with that once I read that because I was
So,
reading
yeah, that's the only
Arrow while we
thing
were
that I'm
talking
thinking
here.
is that he hit Kong with Green Arrow, and then King Deadpool and Elsa was able to target them with Energy Explosion, and then Trick Arrow because he can't reduce.
Yep.
So then it's like, guess what? We're gonna go ahead and do Too Dangerous, or something else, because that's I guess that's the way that Green Arrow must have just put in work. And I guess they can't positively modify their defense value, so Kong's just a 20,
Yep.
and he's an 11.
I mean, if he
With
healed at
perplex,
all,
and I guess JLA won't matter because he doesn't have a
Well,
team
no,
ability.
the main force, the 200-point Kong with Keaton, so he can't perplex up or anything. So he just needs a 9. Well, no, I
not
guess
bad.
it's JLA.
Oh, that's right.
No, Kong doesn't have a team ability,
Yeah.
so
Kong doesn't have a ability, so that's fine.
Well, this is my favorite team that we have talked about so far for the night. What's who's next? 5th place? Yeah.
JD Nelson with a really interesting build called the Grove. This is a ruler theme. It's Butterfly, 353A Man Things, Legacy Panther, and Jennifer Kale with Avatar Taret. And then sideline is Ace, Keaton, Brother Voodoo, Prime, Caveman Wally West, also Bloodstone and Taret. And he did have the nifty traffic barrel. So he's actually utilizing the Grove of the Man Things trait on Jennifer Kale.
Yeah.
yeah, because she makes them ruler. Yeah, no, it's cool. I like that trait.
And then starting
Well,
with
then you can just
12
trade off
plant
the
markers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's able to just take advantage of being able to choose multiple man things, so then she can support one and have another one take damage for her.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is an interesting take. I was looking at these teams,
it's super
and this one
defensive,
is
but
yeah.
like I, I would just be like, all right, I got to hit something because I mean, depending on what they call in for your side from your sideline option, like you got Wally West or Elsa Bloodstone for healing, Brother Voodoo just for his shenanigans, and then I'm assuming Legacy Ace for other stuff. So then you like Legacy Ace is like, oh, I just can't outwit people. So it's interesting.
I like this one. All right, let's go to 4th place.
4th place is Logan Groney, team name in need of Chair Panther, playing Swamp Thing Prime with Avatar of Khonshu, Batman swap, King Deadpool and Elsa with Trick Arrows, Despero, Necron with the Avatar of Tauret, and Legacy Daredevil with Bucky's arm. Also had Cthon on the sideline and Zeus. Went with the treasure chest, the ice patch, and the phone booth.
This is the one that was confused me the most, is because he gets no free, so he can't take away any powers. So with the 200-point Kong and then Keaton, this was the one that really blew my mind.
Oh yeah, because him being main force, you can't like shut him off from the sideline. There's no
Yeah, because the Batman that you bring in is free.
Yeah.
If he didn't begin to turn on the map, choose a standard power. So you can't do that because it's free. So yeah, this is the one that really I'm like, what the heck? But it's so awesome seeing so many Prime Swamp Things. This is the 3rd Prime Swamp Thing in the ICs, and then I obviously played it for the CliX League West. So yeah, he in fact is not dead. So
Is he still going for about 200?
I think so.
I think he's going for 170 now, so he dropped like 80.
Yeah, overall from his high, yeah. I think he's floating anywhere between 170 and 200, and that's what I've seen anyway.
Mhm.
All right, how about third place?
And then in third place, we have Jonathan Virgilio, who does amazing 3D objects and stuff and cases, by the way.
Very cool.
What's theme? He's obviously unthemed. He's 5 points short, so he's definitely missing a barrel. I think that would have got him to the finals. I'm just saying, Jonathan, because I know you're listening. He had Hawkeye and Hawkeye with trick arrows, Hadari Yao, Mern with Tararet, the Penguin, Chair Panther, and Perdegaton with Keaton, Poseidon, Reverse Flash, Tararet on his sideline.
Sorry, what?
So just going to town with Mern and yeah.
This is the first Hawkeye, I think, that we've seen get played, right? Tonight?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, no, Paul Cote for the Ices, yes, but
Oh,
Cote
yeah.
won with.
Oh, no, yeah, I meant with for
Paul
the
won with
Ices
Hawk.
specifically.
Yeah, this is the first one, yeah.
And you said
Two really
November.
good attackers, Mern to see through everything, likely,
Mhm.
and then Penguin to bring something in from
I
the
like it as
sideline.
far as you're like Hadari can now just do like make sure she's hitting with Penguin because you're giving her precision strikes, so you're just guaranteeing or trying to guarantee the hit as much as you can.
Oh, that's
Or
a
you do
different
energy
Penguin. Yeah.
explosion, so you can triple target energy explosion to do that much more damage.
And knockback for what it's worth, because that's also on that.
Yeah, that's clever.
That
Very
penguin's
cool.
yeah, that penguin sneaks onto a lot of builds.
He's really good, especially for like what he does. It's just, I mean, his leadership. He's got other stuff, and then that attack power is really good.
Well, and if you're not first player, you get 2 expendable goons, and with the amount of goons that we're getting, it's pick your poison of what you want. Do you want to support one? Do you want, the pulse wave?
Oh yeah,
There's there's so many options. Empower, enhancement. Yeah, there's just so many options you can do with the goons. And so that 40 points essentially makes them into a 10-point figure if you're going second.
Yeah. Which makes the opponent think if they want to go first then, and give you those.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, how about second place?
that is Tony Canavino with I can't stop on a bike. We have the Phoenix Wolverine with the motorcycle, and then 2 time breakers. Sideline is Michael Keaton in Reverse Flash. Objects are Anchor, Heart Shape, Urban, Phone Booth. So I'm assuming he doesn't have super strength, so I'm assuming, well, I don't
You
know what
place it there and just say, "Come at me."
Yeah,
because they're gonna have to come at you anyway.
I guess that's fair. Yeah, just all right, we're fighting. Just get over here.
And they're gonna have to hit you from range because if they don't, then it's a 4 through 6 shape change.
Or super senses, yeah.
Well, no shape change from the booth.
Oh yeah, if he sits next to it, yeah, sorry. Yep. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's no, it's yeah, or you just have
Plus
one
for each
person
adjacent. Yeah, so if it's close attack, it's like that's what
Well, it's yeah, it's 4 through it is 4 through 6. So yeah, that's interesting. I mean, he's still good, So like this, I'm curious. I mean, obviously he got second, so like it did well for him, and he didn't get that many. Well, he got. Wow, this feels odd with like point values. He did get 705, which is like the third best point scoring. It's just I'm comparing it to the first player, and they were 1,500 points. So
those were his only 2 losses was to Joe Alves.
oh okay, so he played him in Swiss into the finals. Okay,
Yeah, so he got 0 points. Yeah,
Okay.
it looks like 0 points in both games.
And then are we assuming
3.
the motorcycle was
I'm
the
going
charged
charged
super
super
senses? Yeah, for the +2 speed and then super senses on the top.
Yeah, that to me sounds right.
Yeah. All right, and then Pete, do you want to read us first place?
Joe Safa Filo, Joe Alves, Hadari I. I think this is honestly the same team that showed up a couple of teams ago. No, a little
It's
different.
a
Hawkeye and Hawkeye, Butterfly, Hadari out with the motorcycle, The Notorious Penguin, we talked about. Also Bloodstone Prime with Trick Arrows. Perdegaton with the sidelines being Michael Keaton, Cathan, Mern, Shuri, Space Ghost, and Case of Q's Questions. And it looks like there was a phone booth and a heart-shaped herb on objects. So congratulations, Joe.
Yep, lots of
So
damage. He's
he
been
went the route.
playing that Hawkeye for a long time now.
Yeah, he went the route that I thought you would go. His butterfly into either Mern, Shuri, or Space Ghost, versus like having. I think the other player had Mern on the main force as well as Penguin.
Yeah. All right, and then the third and final one that happened last weekend was Dragon's Lair in Nebraska. So this one had 21 people, and coming in 8th place was Ethan Davis, Death Don't Know Her, 3. Prime Black Panther with Butterfly, Hidari Yao with the motorcycle, Kong, and 029 Shuri. And then sideline was Cathan, Gaia, John Constantine, Mern, Orb, and Death Metal Wonder Woman. Most likely
Just
going...
not enough attacking. Yeah, I talked with him, and yes, there's just not enough attackers. He was just getting killed because he ended up going 2 and 3 in Swiss. So
How does he not have enough attackers? He's got
Well,
Prime Black Panther,
Panther-
Hidari, and Kong. I think it's more of a defense thing.
yeah, he's getting
Deployment.
overwhelmed.
What's that?
Yeah, he said that he was just getting overwhelmed.
Yeah, well, I think because he wasn't able to make the first move. He was waiting to get moved on because he just doesn't have the deployment.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
with
so I asked him
the
what's wrong.
one.
There's just not enough oomph.
Because even his
So-
butterfly swap, it's really just to save someone with Wonder Woman, or I mean, yeah, Mern might help with some values, but I just don't think he's got away. That's where that Diana comes into play.
Yeah.
All right, how about 7th place, Miles?
Yeah, I think
Oh, do you have something else to add to
in
that?
7th place. I have nothing else to say. Ethan Davis, get better. Tim Roby. We have Hidari going 2 and 3 with 975 points. Hidari Yao at 60 with Khonshu. Man Thing, the 053A. Iconics Ivy with Broadsword. Shuri, Perdegato Mataret, and Everett K. Ross. Keaton, Cathan, Khonshu, Reverse Flash, and Tawaret on the sideline, as well as Treasure Chest. This is really weird, so I thought I knew what he was doing with the broadsword on Ivy, but there's no Ares on the
Blade.
sideline, so
I was gonna
I'm
say it's
really
Blades,
confused.
but yeah, there's no Ares.
Yeah, I don't. It's weird. I think the Ivy broadsword, even with Ares, I think it's just better on paper because you have to have so many plant markers out there to be occupying or adjacent to people that I just don't think that it's worth that over a trick arrow. I just think broadsword Ivy just works better on paper.
Yeah.
Even with Man Thing, you'd have to really go into plants to make that work, and they did not do that. So I don't think the broadsword's worth it in that instance.
No, but especially with no Ares. But maybe they didn't have a trick arrow. But I don't know. Like, yeah, giving her the +1 defense, so she's now a 20 defense up close. Maybe I don't know. Yeah.
What is Everett K.
And
Ross
it's just
doing?
He is making them shield.
Everyone
and
has
also,
shield.
Yeah, he's also giving them the shield.
Has
Yeah, so he can.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you're buffing Hidari Yao's range by +3. So because everybody's getting
And then you're
Wakanda
bumping
Fury.
up by 3. So
Yep.
now Hidari Yao is going to be doing 6 damage. I don't know really what the point of that is because she's just going to do 3 damage. You really don't want to be able to bump up her damage.
That's probably
I
just for
guess
the
actually,
range.
yeah,
Well,
you
because you
can
can
triple
still.
target and then just do 6 damage to one person. To
Yeah.
kill them.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I was
that's
thinking.
That's exactly what it is.
You nuke something, yeah.
Yeah, because she's 60
Yeah.
points, so if you're hitting mystics or something, you want to be able to get through whatever you're getting through. Yeah,
And they're going to heal with Tawaret. Perdegaton with Tawaret is just nasty because you put him on his leadership TK and he still has outwit and support plus prob. So he's just insane. It's weird he's playing him at 40 though, but yeah.
Oh, it's not bad. I think it's fine to play him at 40 if you get the points.
It's
Keep him
Wakanda,
alive.
so this is the second Wakanda team that we've seen since Black Panthers come out. So I love to see Wakanda.
Yeah, for sure. How about 6th place, Dan?
6th place is Aaron McCoy with Beetle Blues. So we have Blue Beetle with the trick arrows. At 75, we have Wong with Bucky's arm. I thought this was gonna be something else at first, and then I was like, oh, it's not. We have Wong with Bucky's arm, Kong with Avatar of Bast, Death Metal Wonder Woman, and Madison, the rare. Sideline consists of Ares, Bast, Michael Keaton, and Cathone. And then we have the nifty traffic barrel and a phone booth.
I think it just
It's tough because
the same thing, right, with the
that
deployment.
team gets. Yeah,
What were you gonna say, Miles?
yeah. The team gets nerfed if somebody has Keaton.
Yeah, real quick.
So many things are freeze. Yeah. I mean,
Wong's
Wong
just
can't.
moving. He can't flurry.
Yeah, he can't even attack.
Yeah.
Who can? Oh, Wong if he moves because you can
Yeah.
use the freeze.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, because his flurry is a free after the phase. Yeah. After
And I'm guessing they have Bast on Kong just because that's probably one of the only gods they have. Just for the outwit, giving Kong outwit, I guess,
Yeah, that's not bad.
because he already has willpower. So
All right, how about number 5, Pete?
Kevin Nelson with 4 Kevy 2. Number 2, and then in parentheses 1, implying that there's actually another 4 Kevy. Scientist theme. 47A Swamp Thing, Avatar of Khonshu. Man Thing, 53A, Avatar of Gaia. Poison Ivy with the Trick Arrows. Another Poison Ivy with Bucky's arm. A third Poison Ivy, Avatar of Bast. Actually, that's a different one. That's 052. They had 2 015s. And then per Degaton at 20. Sideline was Bast. Michael Keaton, Cathon, Gaia, Khonshu, Reverse Flash. And he had the Brock's Bunker and the Heart-Shaped Herb. This is a pretty plantastic team, Miles.
yeah, absolutely is. I think Keaton definitely hurts it.
And no way to shut it off.
Yeah, and that's I'm not sure how I feel about Swamp Thing with Khonshu. I get it because he wants an extra prob. I do like actually Khonshu on that Ivy, but he's probably burying up, is what I'm assuming, to protect himself.
See, I feel like
I just like Swamp Thing with Amit.
See, I feel like Tarad's better on that Ivy because you're not really doing anything with her besides burying, so she's perfect for support. Then if somebody gets injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's that. And then the reason why I said Khonshu is that way you get a prob. You get the second prob, and then you're giving yourself
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I do like this team because I love plants. So seeing Swamp Thing's been seeing a lot more play than I was expecting. So
I thought he
I
was
love
gonna
to see that.
like die a painful death with all the free action stuff he does.
Until Wakanda came out, but yeah, people are still, I guess, hoping for that gentleman's agreement. But like I said, though, even without his free, Swamp Thing is still a terror. And there's actually a world where I'm thinking that if you don't care if you're going against a Beetlejuice or not, that you just play him with a motorcycle for 110 points
Just
because
fly him
you
up
are
there.
able to. Yeah, because you're gonna be able to ignore characters elevated and blocking for your movement, and you're gonna give him senses, and then he's gonna be charged for 6.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad he has a viable team or quite a few teams to be on. He's
yeah.
fine at his point cost.
Yeah,
Or for his point cost, I should say. All right, how about 4th place Looper?
It's Isaac Denke, team name Thing and Stuff. Colossus Prime on the motorcycle. Butterfly. Man Thing with the Avatar of Gaia. Jennifer Kale with the Avatar of Khonshu. Shuri and Legacy Daredevil. Sideline is Ace, Thon, Gaia, Khonshu, Mern, and Death Metal Wonder Woman. Nifty Traffic Barrel here with the Heart-Shaped Herb and Vibranium.
So we were seeing a lot more Colossuses, I think, on the West Coast, right?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah. And the East Coast. It was New Jersey that's been playing a lot more Colossus. Colossus, I think, is just being played everywhere because the CLIX League West, he's the most played Prime. And then I believe he's also the most played Prime in this as well, and I think in silver too.
Out of the
So I just think
silver
that
for
post
sure.
world. Yeah, I think that Colossus is just far and away the most played, because right now we have him for Clicks League West. He was on 15 teams
What about for the icy
at
regionals
the
though?
6.
Because I feel like he dropped a ton
Check.
when we just looked at these last three events compared to what he's been every other time that we've gone over.
No, New Jersey had like 4 of them.
In the top
Isaac
8 or
won
out
with
of
them.
29?
So the meta, if I do the top 8, just top 8 right here, Prime Colossus is 6th in 5 teams with 23 wins on top 8.
Okay.
Is the 6th. The only people played more is Legacy Panther at 1, Hadari Yao, Butterfly, Shuri, and Kong. So pretty much that team. Like the team is, and then Timebreaker. The Timebreaker Pog is underneath that 7th for top 8.
Okay.
So that's the team that everyone's playing. Pretty much, just the top 7 figures in the IC regionals.
Yeah, he's still obviously like one of the best.
Overall, he's 8th. He's on 8 teams. Overall, and not that's all teams, not just top 8.
Okay.
So.
How about, what are we on here? 3rd place?
Yep, and in 3rd place we have Alex Mader, and you know what? He's got Ruler's Reach. He went 5-1, only losing in the top 4. Wow. And he's doing his best to tell everyone that Bat Prince is not a bad piece. So, yeah, he had Bat Prince, Butterfly, King Jefferson, he's ruler theme, Cyborg Superman with Trick Arrow, Shuri, the Uncommon with Tararet, and Weasel Pog, with Keaton, the Captain America Pegasus, Reverse Flash, Scientist Supreme, the Superman, the Black Suit Superman, and Tararet as a sideline. He had the Traffic Barrel. Obviously, his trick is to use Bat Prince not as an attacker, but for his useless Pog, Richard, to kill him, and then Cyborg Superman's able to hit you if you're equipped from full map. So,
which a lot of people are.
Yeah, and when you look at 40 points, at 50 points, so it's 125 points for that combo, and it's really good. You're able to protect them, especially with Jefferson having that 19 defend.
Yep.
So,
as well as this whole you can't use flight, super strength, or Superman ally. The first 2 are the more important of the 2, but that's still huge. Because then if you, I think...
it's also important, too, if you have a Pog with a team ability, your opponent does that. If he KOs it with Cyborg Superman, for instance, they can no longer use that team ability. So you're going to have to be really careful figuring out what Pogs. Because that's something that Bat Prince does. Like, if someone's playing the Raven Pog and you kill that Raven, their team can't use Mystics.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You kill someone with Cosmic Energy, they can't use Cosmic Energy. So they no longer have Safeguard Outwit, they no longer have Willpower. So that Bat Prince brings a lot of utility. He's a horrible attacker. Luckily, he does have a stop click, and you're going to be protecting him. But he does bring a lot of utility for it. Yeah, it's Cyborg Superman, I think, is the one piece that makes him playable.
Yeah.
And he also makes Cyborg Superman playable. So,
if you'd have told me 4 months ago that Bat Prince would be on a top 4 team in a 20-person event, I would have called you a liar.
I think you would have said the same thing about Diana, though, too.
Yeah.
Well, Diana's utility is a little more obvious right up front than Bat Prince, but this is pretty... I mean, Alex has really played this piece really well.
And done well with it.
Yeah, because he also did this in silver. I think he got to the finals in silver. I know he at least got top 4 in silver.
Yeah.
With Bat Prince and Cyborg, so...
Yeah, he's put it in some work with this one.
Yep.
All right, Dan, number 2.
That is Ethan Jacobs with Team Rocket. So we have Butterfly, double Hadari Yao with Motorcycle, Kevin with Avatar of Toweret, Green Man, Avatar of Khonshu for free, and then double Timebreaker. We have sideline of Michael Keaton, Khonshu, Mern, Orb, Toweret, and Death Metal Wonder Woman. No barrel though. Heart-shaped herb though. This feels defensive, but still just Hadari Yao's trying to just shoot and blow up things, basically.
Especially with double. Yeah.
Yeah. Double is mean.
And plus 1 attack, plus 1 range for those 60-point lines is good.
Shooting no stop click is huge.
Yeah. Just you get to kill something is really solid.
Plus 1 range in the stop click. I mean, that's
On a well,
Yeah,
because on
so
a
now,
Kong, on a Kong he just dies then top dial. Like she'll just hit him for 4 and he's dead.
yeah, because you're gonna be having Green Man with
Yeah.
there's no Weasel. I thought there was Weasel. Never mind.
No, but she's still got 7 range then with 3 bolts.
Yeah,
And Green Man's got enhancement.
only doing 3 damage.
Yeah,
Oh, he
exactly.
does.
So
Yes.
that's what
Okay.
I'm saying. You do the
Yeah.
whole. I'm going to assign the 4 damage to Kong and zeros to the other 2. Kong takes 4. They take 3. Kong's dead.
Not bad. All right, and then how about the first place, Pete?
First place is Lucas Van Hollen with last minute switcheroo. 200-point Kong, Avatar of Gaia, Reverse Flash, Legacy Panther. And Jennifer Kale. Sideline was Michael Keaton, Cathan, Gaia, Khonshu, and Poseidon. He had a heart-shaped herb, vibranium, and phone booth. Congratulations, Lucas.
And he
But
went,
last minute switcheroo I heard is that he actually didn't have his full team. I don't know what his original team was.
Yeah, because he
but
has the
forgot
sideline.
pieces.
I was gonna say the sideline doesn't make, or you don't. He doesn't have Khonshu on anyone, so that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. So yeah, it was obviously a last minute switcheroo. Yeah, and they had a long drive home, so they ended up rolling off in the finals. Would have been interesting to see actually who won because like the double Hidari Yao, like I mean, you're able to really get that Kong is an interesting choice. So at 300, 200 points, I'd be wondering how the Hidari Yaos handle him.
I think he just tried to light up the rest of his team. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
looks like Trick Arrows would have made that easier too, but I'm not seeing any on Ethan's team.
No.
He did the best with a 200-point Kong, though, right? What was the next best team to finish with 200 points?
I think it was a
at
top
200 points. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was the top 4, wasn't it? It was one of the CliX League Wests, or was it was it the East Coast?
There was a
IC?
300 point Kong.
Oh,
So it was
that's what
someone
it
in
was.
New Jersey.
Yeah, 300
Yeah,
points.
I believe it's someone in New Jersey. Yeah, I don't know. Or yeah, I think he's the only one that made top 4 with 200 point Kong. I want to say.
Yeah. All right, well, that will wrap up the Icy Regionals. This last weekend, we did something a little different, and that was our monthly championship that we streamed all day. So that was for January, future past. So all of the characters had to have either future or past, and then we had 3 maps, and the future map was the Majestics Light Cycle Arena. The present map was 2 Battle Gates, and then the past map was 2 Extinct Volcanoes. Then there was kind of like a portal mechanic, and you could go evenly through any of the maps in a center spot that I think, was it 4 squares, right? Yeah, in each of the maps.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you had the past or future keywords, you could roll a single d6 once per turn if you were on the map that had that keyword. What did you guys think about the maps that we played?
My team was limited on the center map, so I stayed to the first 2. I stayed to the future and the past. The center map, because of the area in the middle with all the walls on that, was going to be kind of a problem for one of my pieces. But even with people running through the walls as much as they did. So.
Yeah, the previous months, there's a lot more going through all the portals throughout the whole game as the zone closed in, but I think the only people that really went through any portals this time was Pete and Christine, and then Dan eventually made it over to the present map. And I think
I portaled a bunch of demons through. That's what I did.
As far as what we normally do, the winner of the last game gets to pick a piece that only they can play. That was Christine, so she went in as the champion, chose Sky Tyrant. And then Oliver came in second last month, so he picked the Soul Gem to be his piece, and so that's a new rule starting this year where second place gets to pick the other thing that first place did not pick. So with Christine picking a piece, he got to pick equipment, and Christine could still play the Soul Gem if she wanted to, but anyone under Oliver's placement of second could not play that. So coming in 7th, going from first place to last place, is Christine. She played a 100-point Sky Tyrant with the all-black Necro Sword, King Arthur with Colony, Supergirl with the Spin Ring, and then the Harley Quinn chase from Masters of Time. And then she locked in battle quite a bit with Harris, who came in 2nd. So Harris this month played King Arthur with the broadsword, Supergirl with the bag of holding, Batman with the utility belt, the Batman swap, Superman with the Bucky's arm, and that is the phone booth Superman, and then Per Degaton at 20 points with the Remaker ring.
Harris came in 6th.
He came in 6th?
You said 2nd.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
he came in
sorry.
second.
Limited 2nd.
Yep.
Yeah.
Second last month.
I'm sorry, yeah. So he came in 6th. And then coming in 5th was me. So not as good of a showing as I wanted. I was pretty
so
excited.
deflated.
I was pretty
You
excited to
sound-
play my team. So I ended up with the Green Torch Colossal from Masters of Time at 100 points. He had the Nightbringer and Spectral rings, and then I was able to get a Deceased Black Adam for the from the judge prizing of the Icy Regionals and put a Black Symbiote on him. I would have liked to put the Soul Gem on him, but Oliver chose that as his piece, so I had to go with something else. And then we did the Batman swap. I started with the Omega Batman, and then Harley Quinn chase from Masters of Time with the Spin Ring, and then with the 10 points extra, I just threw a Brainiac on there who did not do much. And then coming in, who is
4th was Ali.
was Ali. So Oliver decided a few weeks ago, or probably 2 weeks ago, that he was going to go full point dark side, and he changes his build quite a bit. So I thought he was going to change it, and he stuck firm with it. So he was very excited to play dark side. So just 300 point dark side for him. And then Pete, you are 3rd.
Yep. In 3rd, I played the Ellie Rainbow Fingers Superman with the red symbiote. And Superman, he went well. And we'll get into the game. I had a critical misplay. Solaris, Legacy Solaris, Batman swap with my whole sideline was Batman. Per Degaton at 40 points at the Indigo Tri-Brain and the Time Breakers. And the biggest thing about that Superman is you cannot target him if the Superman proxy is on the board. So I had ways of healing him back up to constantly have a Superman proxy. And that little pog did some damage.
Man, I hate that guy.
Man.
And then 2nd place, Dan.
All right, so I played a little bit. I liked my team, but I realized my lack of mobility was hurting me. But I played Prime Etrigan with the Carnage Symbiote from SVAC. I played Annihilation with. I ended up going with the Muramasa, which came in huge during that game. What was it? I played Reptile with Colony, and I played the Morgan Le Fay from Avengers 60th with the Spin and Liar rings.
Oh, I forgot Reptile was
she
on the
did-
team.
I mean, he got nuked turn 2, so I mean that's how it goes. Either he doesn't ever die, or he dies the first go round. So
Oh, he chose the latter this time.
yeah, he'll be back, and then he'll be unkillable, and people will be like, "All right, I just want this piece to die."
And then coming in first place for the 2nd time, taking his spot again, is Matt Looper. Matt, what did you play?
I played Captain Carter Prime with her shield and Super Soldier Serum. My favorite piece probably ever, Soldier Supreme with the Power Gem, Green Man with the Broadsword Construct, and Supergirl with the Bag of Holding, and Bardley Quinn with the Spin Ring and the Influence Ring.
And did you lose any pieces?
I did. Dan took out Green Man.
Oh, that's
Oh yeah,
right.
I obliterated him very well.
And then how we usually pick map is based off of the the initiative roll, but first place of the month prior just gets to pick their spot. So Christine went on to the past map, and then who won next? Was it Pete?
Harris, right? I think no.
No, I think it was me.
It was
I always pick the corner by the where the stove is, just because I like the space.
Okay.
There's really no rhyme or reason to it, and honestly, with the portals, and both the maps except for the middle map were outdoors. So with the colossal, I was pretty fine either way. The Sky Cycle map is a lot to look at, but once you kind of look at it a little bit with your team, it's not that big of a deal. So.
And then I know I had to. Looper, you were already on the present map, I think, right?
Yeah, but I had to.
Did you pick before? Yeah, you picked before me though, because Harris went over to past, Dan, you went over to future, and then
so everything was taken up.
Yeah.
So he had to go to the present map.
Okay, and then I knew that I was gonna be on the same map with Oliver, who always wants to just run and gun on me right away. So I tried to pick a spot where I had a little bit more time before he went at me, and he went right after Green Torch with Darkside, and he hit him real good. I hit no. Let's see, because he does penetrating, right? So he did.
Yeah, he did 5, right?
Yeah, right out of the gate, put me right before my stop click. So he was super weak. So I basically just kept him in the behind as many walls as I could for the rest of the for the most of the rest of the game, and tried to dodge. And then I think he got him to his stop click too, because he attacked him again.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then he just decided to kind of walk away because he wanted to last till the end. So he did not finish off Green Torch or continue to go at me. I did place Black Adam to kind of use him as like a decoy to scare him, and I think that worked. But
he was not aggressive with Darkseid whatsoever. He was just like, I'm just gonna stand here and look threatening.
Which is kind of crazy because with all the pieces that we played, he could have killed anyone's Batman, and everyone's Batman would have disappeared. There were a couple of Supermans. There were 3 Harley Quinns. So if any one of those pieces he dropped them, everyone would have lost those pieces. So he had a chance to really create that chaos that he likes, and he did not.
He played like I said during the game, like he's like the least aggressive Darkseid I've ever seen with one of the most aggressive players I've ever seen. So I don't know, Ali gets a thought in his head and he plays his own game, and the amount of time that Darkseid spent running away to the other side of the map and blowing up walls between where he was going was kind of surprising to me.
And I thought my Brainiac was going to get nailed by him, but he just kind of kept the distance and sidestepped, and I was able to keep him at a distance. And then
until the sun made short work of him.
And then Looper, you moved in, I think, pretty quick, right? You weren't out of the action very long, maybe like 3 turns at most.
Yeah, I kind of thought with how Ali was coming straight for you, I thought maybe we could have teamed up to take him down because you had a Harley, I had a Harley. So vested interest in keeping her alive. And yeah, he ran away, but yeah, because you had to leave Black Adam out in the middle of nowhere, I kind of hit him hard.
Yeah, what did you do to him?
6 straight through, knocked him to his deceased clicks.
Did you put him to his deceased? Because was he weak then?
No, he was like click 7. He was almost dead basically. He was on his sidestep super strength clicks.
No, the Superman proxy got him to this.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So he went from click 1, and then Looper does 6 penetrating damage. He goes from 1 to click 7, which is his last click, and then shortly after that, Pete decides to throw proxy Superman through the portal and just gut punch him and put him to his deceased clicks.
I love the portals month. I am very aware of the portals. I am very aware of having pieces that can get into a portal and get somewhere else on the other map. Because people are often, Dan could probably tell you about this, you're not anticipating something coming from the other side of the table. And once I saw Sky Tyrant come through the portal once and kill something on Dan's team, I was like, that's got to go. Because if not, that piece is just going to dismantle all of us.
Was
So
I was one square too close to the freaking portal. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was an opportunity for sure because Christine wanted to get
Hey.
those resurrection tokens, and she took out. What was it?
It was Reptile. And had that not happened, she would have never got that first resurrection token. But it was my crappy dice roll that time that allowed him to die.
And then did she get a Pog too, though? I thought she had 2 resurrection tokens.
She got somebody else. It wasn't me.
Okay.
So she got the
Dude.
first one off of me. I don't remember who the second one was, but it wasn't a Pog though. I don't think.
my time breakers were just waiting for that friggin' bird to kill him.
Yeah.
But they did not. They survived most of the game. So
They were shaking in their boots though. They were like, "Oh, did you see that scary bird?"
the poor little space roaches are running for their lives.
And then Harris had a pretty interesting move where he almost like gave up his team to kind of pin Christine into this possible storm that was moving up. And that's exactly what he did. And so he didn't move to the pass and just kind of went back and forth with Christine's team, right? And then
Yeah,
he had
Harris basically decided to run across and pin her team in. And once he committed his team to fighting just Christine in the past, I brought most of my team through, except for Superman Proxy, who was hitting people to deceased clicks from the future into the past. So Dan and I kind of just stared at each other. I debated fighting Dan a little bit, but once Harris moved in and engaged Christine, I thought that's an opportunity to get rid of the most dangerous piece on the board in my mind in Sky Tyrant at that point. So that's how I made that choice.
And that's one of the things that makes these interesting is because you could have the best piece on the board and people are going to make sure that that piece goes down if people have an opportunity to team up. So, I mean, you look at a 100-point Sky Tyrant with an all black or a 300-point dark side, and then the Sky Tyrant was one of the first pieces that was kind of pinned down and making sure that it was going out. People were teaming up on him to make sure that he's not going to be going too far. And then Oliver took 4th, because people want to make sure that they're not getting hit by that.
I mean, to watch Harris. So the context is that Page of Pentacles is up. So when you have a character with stealth, you can poof 6 squares. To watch him switch to Omega Batman, poof behind Christine's team into the storm to lock the whole team down, and then pulse wave her was just like, all right, like the full commit was there. I was like, wow, all right, it doesn't matter. Like he's just gonna live in the storm and die in the storm.
Yeah, and that first pulse wave, he also gave tokens, I think, that totally tokened her out.
Yep. Yeah. So she couldn't do a whole lot of anything.
And prior to that, he'd rushed across and outwitted Tyrant and a couple other things, but he'd forgotten she still had her Harley Quinn.
Yep.
So she was going to reset his duration, so I had to bring Solaris across and then outwit her pulse wave just to keep her down. Now, I did kill Harris's Supergirl. That was the first thing I killed in the past. And that was just like because I happened to hit 2 attacks I wasn't anticipating.
Well, then you had your free with Solaris. You're like, here's just 1 pen.
Yeah, Superman Proxy was doing the Lord's work. That little piece was really smashing people in the face.
That's a new hate.
It's a new hate. I love it.
And then they kind of just basically got taken out by the storm. Christine took a ton of storm damage, and Harris was right on the edge there too. And then it came down to Christine's King Arthur and his King Arthur. And it got to Christine's stop click, and she did the pulse wave, right, where he KOs at the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she kind of took herself out there, and then that just left a really weak King Arthur on Harris's team. And did you guys didn't let him in, right?
I sniped him. He poofed in on his last click, and I sniped him. He's like, "Oh, you weren't gonna let me pulse wave?" And I'm like, "No, you were the easiest thing to kill, so I could heal."
Oh, so he did make it to the present map.
He did. King Arthur barely inched in, and then he died.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pulse wave was so big this game. I mean, honestly.
Well, the tarot came up too at one point.
Oh yeah, that was terrifying. That's why I ran away from your Black Adam, because I'm like, no, I'm not getting pulse wave for 2 damage plus whatever Black Adam does.
And then I kept Black Adam by the herbs, so he was one of the herbs, so he was able to kind of stay alive for a little bit. And then I had Green Torch from his last click all the way to his second to top click. And then Dan came in, and what did you hit him with, Dan? Was it Etrigan or
Etrigan, yeah, it was a 3. It was a 3 side blast back down because I'm like, I'm not letting you heal back up to charge flurry with close combat expert.
Yeah, so he went to almost being just really good again to getting nerfed. So that was unfortunate. And then he got taken down by who got him? Was it Oliver?
No, I think it was Looper. I think it was either Looper or Pete. I think it definitely wasn't me. I was trying to because I was like, oh, he's on his last click. I just need to shoot him. But you were in all the debris we made all day, so and you had the Nightbringer on, so I couldn't see you to shoot you.
Looper, did you get him?
No, I don't think I did. I think I was on the other side of the map during that.
Oh, maybe it was Ollie then. I don't remember.
I think Ollie got him, honestly.
Yeah. And then
either I did or I pinged him. I don't remember. It wasn't anything really climatic. So yeah, I don't remember.
And then that left me with a Black Adam on.
No,
his
I killed him.
Did you?
I killed him. Yeah, I killed him. It was another Superman proxy run by. God, he came right in, and I went him in the middle of your whole team and smashed him right in the face. That's right. You're on your last click. Yeah, it was another Superman proxy.
But you doing that, it allowed you to get the Superman proxy pulse wave, which then let Looper hit your Superman for 6.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty good at that point, so I rolled my Superman who couldn't be targeted up to Darkseid. Ollie was there, and I just had a momentary lapse. Darkseid just walks away from him. So I'm standing there in the hallway, Rebin pulse waves and gets rid of my Superman proxy, which then makes Superman targetable, and Looper killed him in 1 turn. So that was pretty much where I started to see the end of my day. Because on the middle map, it was getting really difficult to keep Solaris safe. There wasn't as much range, and there were still so many walls that I basically finally just had to commit. And my Batman got evaporated when your Batman died. That's what Ollie did.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
That did finally play out.
And at that point, I was just spite pinging your guys. I killed Brainiac. I killed Black Adam.
Yeah, that was
Solaris.
Shut up about the sun! Shut up about the sun!
He pinged a lot of people that day.
He did.
Oh, it's such a great day.
He killed Morgan Le Fay too. He's like, here's that last bit of damage to kill her. I'm like, oh well, there she goes.
He was just contributing to the chaos in the past too between Harris and Christine. Just things were just taking 1 extra damage, and I'm just sitting back there. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna keep doing this.
So is this is only the second time that Soldier Supreme was played, right? So he's now 2-0 in the monthlies.
Well, no, because he didn't win Soldier, so no, he's not 2-0. He's 2-1. Sorry,
2-1.
Okay.
No, I've played Soldier Supreme in the monthlies too, and I'm pretty sure Revan has, didn't you? No, he dies when I play him.
No, I was specifically talking about Looper because I think that he's the fastest to 2 wins.
No, that's
I think that he's just
Yeah, that's Looper's piece for sure. He's played him quite a bit.
Yeah.
And
I know he's playing. I'm like, well, I gotta kill that guy because he's gonna be dangerous.
It's nice when a person finds their piece and their equipment, because the power gem has been very good to Looper in the monthlies also. So,
well, the next time that you're able to be played, the winner's going to choose Soldier Supreme. So
I will never criticize you, Looper, for playing the power gem on whatever piece you want to play it on.
How many months have you been able to play him now? Because it was Soldier that he did not do great, but then
3, because he played him on the Defenders month. The
named keyword because he did Defenders.
Yeah, Defenders he won with, and then you just won with Future Past. Did you play him for Mystical?
No.
Okay.
I think I had to miss Mystical.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I think you did. Oh, did you? Yeah, I think you did. I think we only had 6 people for Mystical, I think.
And this was not nothing. Looper was the one that killed Darkseid twice.
Yeah.
He basically took Ollie's team. He took apart most of my team. And I mean, you were in there fighting the whole day. So this was a really well played game by you.
I benefited from some really lucky tarot cards, and Harley Quinn punched way outside her weight class.
The 2 pulse wave crit hit with knockback
into the wall
on Darkseid. Ollie just kept being like, wait, what? And he just kept having to click Darkseid's dial. You could just kind of see it starting to set into him there a little bit. So, yeah.
And then
And I think
oh,
it
what's up?
ended up in the present. It was you, Ollie, Looper, Dan, and Harris was there for like 10 seconds, and I. And that's kind of where the game kind of wrapped up, was in the present.
Oliver took me out after that. I had Batman and Harley Quinn left, and he took those out pretty quick. I think you pinged him again,
I
Pete.
will give you credit. You hit a super clutch super senses roll to keep our Harleys in the game.
Yeah, because if she would have gone, then you would have lost yours, and she was probably full points.
Yep.
I think I got Harley because I don't think Looper didn't lose his. I think Solaris got Black Adam and Harley. He got Brainiac for sure,
Oh,
is
yeah,
what I
because
think ended up
you
happening.
specifically walked him over there to be like, all right, I'm killing Brainiac.
Yeah. And then my Batman was gone, so I was pretty much. And then, like I said, I had to bring Solaris into the fight, and he's just not going to hold up in there against all that penetrating damage.
He did well for a
So,
little bit, because then it came down. Oliver got out after me, and then it was Pete, Dan, and Looper left. And then how did that play out?
Dan and I locked up, and then he hit Solaris to his stop click. I ended up doing no, Looper hit him. I ended up doing a retail, but then I outwitted Dan's
No.
Annihilation's defense.
No, I hit him to the stop click because
That's right.
I thought I was
Yeah.
gonna push you past it because I hit
Uh-huh.
I hit the 3 on the blades, so you didn't have a defense power, but it just was naturally enough to get you there.
Yeah. And so I ended up just out of spite outwitting Dan's Annihilation's defense and watched Looper smoke him in the back for 6 again.
That
So
was terrifying. Annihilation's just like, ow. Because she was already a little weak from getting hit by Darkseid, because Darkseid hit her for 3 after his 5 damage. And it was just like, oh, she's just dead now.
my poor Timebreaker got annihilated. He did good though. He was running around the board the whole time doing things.
He lived for way too
Picking
long.
up equipment. Picking up equipment for me and doing all kinds of other stuff. And then the my poor Degaton, just once he finally got targeted, he was dead. Like, I missed every rollout. Probbed once, got hit, got missed the super senses, respun him, got hit immediately again. It's like, well, that's per Degaton for the day. So
Yeah, so congrats to Looper. Going into next month, Looper, you picked the All Black?
Yeah, can't use the Nectar Sword.
And then Dan placing second, you went with Hidari Yao, right?
I did.
All right, so those are banned, and then first, second, and third all get to play Effect Terrain for the month of February. So
I think both of those choices are really interesting. Basically picking the all black Looper, you just said that you want Dan to be able to just roll out of everything all day. And why Hidari Yao, Dan? Did it hurt you that bad the month before?
Yeah, she did. And look, she's a popular
I
figure.
feel that hate.
Right? Like she's a popular figure, and ruler is a keyword. So I was just thinking like, hey, she might see play. That was kind of the thought, was like, she's either super cheap at 60 or she's, a third of your team at 100. So
I think it's fine. There's a lot of reasons pieces get banned and stuff. I've outthought myself on choosing pieces, so it's fine. I just thought it was really interesting how quickly both of you guys were like, yeah, I'm banning that. Yeah, I'm banning that. I'd have taken like at least a day to think about it.
you had a week almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine
Remember
was-
Rebin, you
mine
remember
was
what it's
in
like to ban pieces, right?
Sorry, what's that, Pete?
I said you remember what it's like to be able to ban a piece, right? Just too soon?
Nope, I'm going
Sorry.
full heal mode and taking February, just so you know. I'm coming.
So we are running one out here, and we have 6 people so far. So it's gonna be fun. We're gonna get that recorded. I'm gonna try and stream that. What day is your guys's?
Ours
20
is
22nd.
yeah, it's whatever that Saturday is. So it's February 22nd.
Okay, yeah, we're doing it the 8th.
February 8th.
So, yes.
Make sure you have the sacred texts available, Miles. They're important.
I'll update them.
I have the
for
sacred text.
season 2. I have to update some stuff.
Yeah.
We were interrupting Looper. I'm sorry, Looper. I do want to let everybody in the world know that you are now officially known as the Ringer.
No, it's Bruce Willis.
Fastest to 2 championships. Quite an achievement. Like a young Randy Orton.
Yes.
Oh, Looper, you were at Mystical. You came in third, remember? You had the that Loki.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Chair
Yeah.
Loki.
Oh,
Yep, I remember watching that. Yep.
yeah. The only reason I made it to third is because Christine let me live that long.
Yeah, that is what happened.
Looper says, I only remember championship runs. I don't remember anything past that.
I just thought it was one I missed because I had to miss a couple in between because
I think he only missed
vacations
one, but I
and
don't remember which one it was.
It was the one after. So I think he missed either Cosmic or something like that. He missed one of those months because he was there for Named, but I think he was somewhere between Soldier and Named was where he missed one or two.
I think it was Cosmic.
yeah, that sounds about right. But
Oh
yeah,
no, it wasn't Cosmic because you played Venom Goddess Symbiotes. I think it was the Prime
Oh, that's
Batman
right.
and Uatu Stone Cold Steve.
Yep.
But I know you missed one of the months. I just can't remember which one.
Yeah, but my hatred for the All Black goes back a ways. That's why I banned it because like I did not see any of that coming. I did not really know what it did, and then yeah, Christine shows up in your face with a Sky Tyrant, and you just hate it. You just hate it.
That's right. You learned about
mean,
the
one-
All Black and Sky Tyrant that day, didn't you?
Yep, that was a brutal lesson.
I mean, the funny thing is when Sky Tyrant drives by and like sideswipes one of my pieces, I was just like, "Oh, this is bad." I didn't know she could get all that way to me. Like turn two, I was pretty scared at that point. I'm like, "Oh, this is bad."
You got to get that
Yeah.
resurrection token.
Sky Tyrant with Black Leopard's even more fun, trust me. You'll see that at some point too.
Wait, is that when you don't crit miss with the first attack?
No, that's what I do with it, so that's why I don't play him as much, so.
All right, well, congrats to Looper for taking the win, and we'll get into what the February one is when we get closer to the one that Miles is going to run, because you're doing the same everything, right, that we're doing? Just different maps?
Yeah, exactly the same. Yeah, trying to figure out maps. We might be doing the heresy of using paper maps. I don't. I'm gonna try. I'm trying to get a hold of everybody so that way we can get the maps situated. Because I think between
We've
people
had at
coming, we
least
should have a
one
lot of the
month where
maps.
there is a paper map.
At least if you're
Yeah.
doing that, Miles, you can do the try to do the if you can get those big sleeves for them, so that way they're at least nice and flat. That's
Yep.
you got to do it.
I wanted to do 3 hedge mazes. I thought that'd be pretty cool, but I think there's only 2 hedge mazes between all of us. So
Yeah, that's one that's on one that I'm running. I think I have 3 hedge mazes, and I got to get someone to grab a 4th one. But that's going to be a fun one because those definitely go together.
I can grab a 4th one. Don't worry. I've been wanting.
So
that
it's probably going to be Bloodstone Maze in between 2 hedge mazes, is
That'd
what
be
I'm
cool.
thinking.
I have a hedge maze.
So
I have a hedge
depending
maze.
on if they have a hedge maze. But I think
Yeah,
the Bloodstone Maze is actually would be pretty cool with the since it's a smaller map in between of it, so it makes the map look a little bit different because it will look like an H more so than just a big map.
Yeah, I like that. And then
And it's similar enough.
break it up into 3 and 3 on the hedge maze or something, and then just the
Yeah.
stay. Always do the storm because then people can't camp.
Yeah. I'm gonna find someone to represent the storm, even if it's a piece of cardboard or something.
Streamers.
So, yeah, that's the
Yes,
Yeah.
streamers. And then the funniest thing is even with the storm, people still camp.
Yeah.
It just limits the amount of camping a little bit.
I've already shown a few people the team that I'm going for. I'm going full potato, Mr. Mind. So, woo. As I told him, I said, go ahead, try and counter build me. I'm going all in on Mr. Mind.
I mean, I respect that. Is Mr. Mind at 100, right?
150.
Or 150?
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm getting a motorcycle, and he's also getting Frenchie. So.
And you said you're streaming February 8th?
Yeah, it'll be February 8th, yeah.
All right, awesome. All right, let's go to our listener questions.
Your ass better call somebody!
All All right, first I have Samuel Phoenix here. Previews for the Smash and Destroy set mentioned an absorbing man with a shifting focus like mechanic and a debris that generates debris. In Collector's Trove, the Ant-Man Security Solutions trait also interacts with terrain. With the change in terrain markers role in the game, what mechanics, trait, or character would you like to see involving terrain or debris markers? So I'd like to see just more things that interact with water in general, both that make the markers or just water on the map. I like how they've done in the past where like Prime Hydro Man can deal damage and how Black Lantern Aquaman can use poison through it. But if I had to pick a character, I really want to see an Iceman that can make an ice wall. There's a really cool Iceman, and Pete, you probably remember this one, but I played it when we first started playing, and he could move and then make blocking through where he moved and then a close attack after resolutions. That would probably be my top one, and then he just makes ice terrain like how it is in Notorious. Do you remember what piece that is that I'm talking about?
Was that the Regenesis one? Or was
No,
that,
it's even older than
No,
that.
it's before that. Yeah, it's from like
Was
Xavier School or something.
No, it's even older. It's
Was it?
I'm gonna find
Wait,
it
was that
now.
the no? That was the was that the uncanny one with the big? Was that the one they legacied?
No, it's even older than that. It's
Jeez.
here it is. I think Wolverine and the X-Men.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So
Okay,
yeah,
that
he
makes
was.
sense.
So it's Iceman can use barrier when he does after solutions. Each character. Oh no, maybe it's not this one. It's no, it has to be this one. Is there a second? All right, I'll let you guys answer this question, and I'll come back and find it. Miles, do you have an answer for this one?
I'm right in tune about right where you're at with the water terrain. I think absorbing man. I'm hoping that we can get like a dolphin absorbing man because I really love what they do with the plants. So, yeah, absorbing man with water is pretty much what I'd like to see. Since I already enjoy what they do with plants, like that's already my number one. I want more plants. I want a Groot that can generate plants to get on a plant team.
What about you, Dan?
I just like characters that interact with terrain and the map in general. So like this, I'm really excited for Smash and Destroy for that exact reason. Is because it just I want I want more things that interact with map and terrain. So I just don't have any specifics like what I'm looking for.
It looks like this is actually the one I was talking about. I just am remembering it wrong. So it's when he uses barrier. It says there was an errata, so I don't know what it used to say. But Iceman can use barrier when he does after actions resolve. Make a close attack targeting each opposing character adjacent to a marker just placed. Each hit character is given an action token and is dealt 1 damage for each action token it now has instead of normal damage. So I don't know what it was before the errata, but I remember you were able to like make it when you moved. That's weird. All right, Pete, what about you?
I think the water train's a good idea. I think anything that makes the maps more changing terrain and more interactive is going to be pretty cool. I'm anxious to see what they do with it. I was initially not real sold on the stuff in Wakanda, but I really have enjoyed the vibranium and the heart-shaped herb. So I think that's I'm anxious to see what they've got up their sleeves for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Looper, did you look at this one? Or do you have an answer?
Yeah. I don't really know because I don't understand a whole lot of the interactions between all that stuff other than like being able to destroy. So I don't know. Could I see less so I don't have to worry about it?
I guess that's a fair answer.
Yeah.
All right, then Illuminati, is it time to go back to silver? Probably soon. I actually like what it looks like we're set up for. So just like a run of modern for a few months and then jumping right back into silver after that. But we do get a little bit of a silver fix through our monthly game, so it's never really totally gone for us.
I was gonna say
We-
we don't have to ever go
yeah.
back to silver. We can just continue to play silver.
Mm-hmm.
We love silver. We play a version of it every month, so it's never a bad time to go back to silver.
Miles, are you missing silver?
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to being second place, so yeah, I love silver.
Okay.
Being first is weird.
You're never second place to us, Miles.
I know. Well, it's still silver. No, yeah, I'm gonna be going and helping judge at the Rock Cup, so I'm not gonna be able to play it. But I do enjoy silver just because of the unique team builds. From a snafu that was leaked, of a new figure from Spider-Verse, I think silver is gonna become even more interesting. So,
Interesting, you say.
mm-hmm.
Looper, as a player that kind of jumped into modern and didn't have that much silver stuff, how did you feel going into silver for states?
Well, I think I had kind of an advantage with you guys because uh, the group always talks about like pieces you should have, especially ones that are good for the monthly. So when finally did get to compete in silver events, I felt really good about where I was. I think it was a really good example of where I could lean on all of your collective experience to find pieces um, that were good and also had plenty of opportunities to practice with those pieces. And I really enjoyed the silver events this year.
Do you feel like you were prepared enough that you didn't get caught off guard a lot from some of the teams that you were playing? How often do you think that happened?
Yeah, that was difficult. There were a lot of pieces that you're just not exposed to. So, you know, finding out about what they do 5 minutes before you're going to play them, it's difficult.
Yeah.
But I said with silver for me, I think the first time around I tried to overextend on my abilities. Um, with the team I built, and then the second time I had a team that was more me, and I felt better prepared to even deal with some of those big question marks with pieces you don't often see. So
Yeah, you really came into your element like I'd say like the second half of Silver Season, which was awesome to see. So I know you weren't super like psyched about your first performance, but you really rebounded, which was awesome.
Well, I think he just hit the nail on the head though when he said that he felt better when he played something he's more comfortable with. And that's what we've been preaching ever since we've been talking about silver on here is, you know, you play what you feel comfortable with in silver. Is that you're going to see pieces that you've never played against or whatever, but if you know your team, you'll be fine.
Hmm.
Totally agree with that. And then also though, you did play. So you played in Wisconsin and Illinois. Do you feel like that playing in two of those events is enough that you really feel good about going into the next one? Like you learned enough about the old silver stuff?
um I think so. I mean, I'm really enjoying the game. I really enjoy all of the stuff that we do as a group, that we do at Coliseum, all the different events and stuff. So I'm gonna play it no matter what. But yeah, I think I'm just in a really good spot with what we do, um, to keep learning, and I definitely think, um, yeah, with I think I think there's just a lot of interactions and how pieces work with one another. Getting more exposure to that kind of stuff is super helpful.
I'm sure. Definitely. All right, going to Mork Bird. Do you think WizKids will continue to lean into Dungeons and Dragons with more iconics or possibly give us a HeroClix set? I doubt the latter, but worth asking. I think a D&D set seems like such an awesome and easy set to do. Every time they post D&D stuff on Facebook, I just want to just say put a dial on them. The sculpts are already there. They're awesome sculpts. They just need dials. And I'd assume if these sell really well, a full set would just kind of make sense to them. So I would buy all the D&D stuff that you can.
Yes, I think sales are the most important. If these the Beholder, which seem to be sell good, we got Displacer Beast coming out. We have the postponed Moon or Owlbear. Yeah, those sell well. I don't see why it's almost like they're testing the waters before they go all in on a D&D set.
Yeah, I hope that's what it is.
It's such a natural thing for them to do. Like
Because you're going to
and
sell
the
it to the D&D fans too, because they can just use the sculpts on their maps. It's a
yeah,
win-win.
and HeroClix players, we like whatever you can put on the board.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had previous things with like Indie Clicks and the Undead set and the Gravity feeds, and so like when they're this well done, when they look as good as they do, and they play as fun as they play, absolutely, I think they should do it.
Yeah, like after watching Beholder, I'm like, I'm more excited for the Displacer Beast now than I was before because that was the one I really wanted, and now I'm like, all right, this should be good.
I played against two
Owlbear,
Beholders on Monday night, and I was not cheering for them to erase my Trigon, but it was wildly fun to watch it. It's like just that moment of like, are they going to pull it off? Like, what's going to happen here?
It's a really
Because
cool
then the
piece.
game's over. Yeah, and then you're like, well, I mean, whatever. You crit hit me to kill my piece, so it's cool. And you rolled a d20 and got a 19 or 20, so like, what are the chances, right? So it's a wildly fun. It's just fun, and I've played the
So
piece, and I love to play it. I thought it was a great piece.
despite it being Bookwood, was it cool seeing that pulled off in a game, Ribbon?
So you would think that like pulling something cool like that off would just be cool, but since it was Bookwood, it was not cool. And
That's why I said if it wasn't him. Yeah, no, that's yeah.
yeah, if
Just
it
say it was somebody else.
if it was somebody else, like sure, like Pete said, you might like cheer for that, but like anything that happens where Bookwood like crit hits something, you're just like, you trash, you don't deserve that.
Yeah. No.
So
I think
Looper. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think there's a huge market too with the D&D stuff where I think they did it with HeroClix too, but like a lot of people like to paint their own stuff that play D&D,
Mm.
and I think they could do a lot of that with HeroClix.
Yeah, they did have those ones, the deep cuts, because they have the
Yep.
Fantastic Four and the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
now, Looper, as a fan of D&D, what did you think about the actual like dial and the way that Beholder plays?
The D20 mechanic on the Beholder is awesome. It really, I think, encapsulates some of the chaos that can occur when you're encountering one of those in D&D, or when you're even running one as a game master. Um, they're a lot. They're like super smart things. So it's kind of neat. I think the only thing I would complain about is you can get through the Beholder pretty quickly. In HeroClix, I think they're a little bit more. Um, I think that'd be a little bit harder in the D&D world, but I love the D20 mechanic for the eye stocks. I think it's great. It's 100%.
And I don't know about anyone else on here, but like I am not super familiar. I just think they look cool, and I'm excited to play them. But we have not seen the Displacer Beast card yet.
Or the Owlbear.
Yeah.
I think
What would they do? Like, what's the story behind them?
I think the Displacer Beast is going to be 100% a Dan piece. Displacer Beasts make you think they're somewhere else, um, versus where they actually are. So I would expect a lot of shape change and a lot of super senses. They can essentially create duplicates of themselves, so you don't really know where they are. It makes them really hard to hit.
So maybe like a shape
And
change
then
mechanic where you can place after.
that would be actually really good. That would be really good, really fitting for a Displacer Beast.
Or super senses too.
Yeah, or
Yep.
both.
Mm-hmm.
And then what about the
Or
what's that?
maybe a trait that just says two fingers.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Two-finger Displacer Beast.
Two-fingered displacer beast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the Owlbear got pushed to June, unfortunately. But what are they about?
They're just brute strength. I mean, you're combining like the fierceness of a bear with essentially just the face of an owl. But
They're ba-
um,
they're basically just Redmen. They like they like rocks, mostly large rocks.
yeah.
So,
All right. And Mark's second question is: as someone who has read Jurassic League and loved the story, do you think we might have some justice in a second DC set giving us the villain side of that story as Colossals? I know we've got Lantern Legacy coming out, so that might not be until the end of the year or next year. I really hope we get the villains, and I'm thinking maybe as like Con LEs or something, because I'm not sure if another DC Colossal set will get made for a while. But
Yeah.
before
There's not that
they
many of them.
well, before they even started showing off the sculpts, they did say how many different sculpts there were, and so before you knew you were getting like a T-Rex and a Beast Boy and all that, I just assumed that we were going to get the villains because those were pretty neat. There was at least 5, right? There's a Joker Raptor, there's a Dark Side something. What is he?
Bizarro.
Sinestro too, I think. Pretty sure.
Yeah, there's yeah, Darkseid's an
Atrocitus.
Ankylosaur.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he is awesome. That one we need.
Atrocitosaurus, yeah.
And then
The
Atrocitus.
Atrocitosaurus, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Giganta. I'd like to see them as LEs. I think that'd be pretty cool to get colossal LEs purchasables like at Worlds.
They would do well.
for
I
that.
think they looked really cool in the comics.
Yeah, and that way they're going to be modern the same time, hopefully as Masters of Time, because hopefully they don't rotate Masters of Time. They shouldn't, because it wasn't legal for Worlds. So hopefully they don't, because that'd be really cool. Like even if it's only like a few months that they're legal together, I think that'd be real cool. Because there's only 5 of them. I guess you could.
6,
They
I
could
think,
do a.
I forgot
Well-
about Giganta, but it's Joker, Atrocitus, Darkseid, Sinestro.
Oh, there is Sinestro, Bizarro, and yeah,
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 so
there's 6. It'd be cool to get another DC set with Colossals because I think that there's still other figures that they can do, too.
Oh, definitely.
So,
It just
Yeah, they
seems
could
that they
just
spread those out though.
Yeah, they could just stuff
Yeah.
them in there. Though. Yeah, that's the thing with
yeah, I
Colossus.
mean, after Lantern Legacy, if we get that to clear it up, that'd be fine because we have silver, so you can play them the same, and yeah, I'd like to just see another Colossal set or see them as Con LEs.
If we
after
said
the-
one thing on this podcast, we are in favor of giant dinosaurs.
Yeah,
No one's gonna be
I
mad about
was-
giant dinosaurs.
That was the one thing I expected. I thought I was going to see a lot of during Past Future was the dinos, and I did not. So I expect a bunch of them during Animal.
Ultra Human. That's exactly why I played him in CliX League West Event 1. Is that I know it wasn't optimized, but I wanted to play a dino with an iPad.
Mhm.
They're just such big targets. They look amazing though. All right,
I mean, I
Garrett,
won with them, so that's
well,
good enough for me.
You're playing out in the Pacific Northwest though, Miles.
Yes. You know what? You can use excuses all you want. I'm not the one going in for casual Mondays when I said that my villain story arc starts now and lose a book would.
Okay.
This is kind of a little bit of the villain story arc. So like he's down, and then he just gets kicked when he's down, and this is where he comes out. Like,
This is
Just wait. We got Garrett Schnathorst then. His first question to follow up with comment to follow up with last week's Stargate question about different IP objects, terrain, equipment. I think a 2x2 Jurassic Park Raptor cage would be amazing. It could release Raptor bystanders each turn, but the opponent gets a Muldoon bystander, the Game Warden, that has a free shoot her, can attack one Raptor, and then put it in the Jurassic Park Iconics that needs to be made. Honestly, I just want a set of just Raptors, like all the ones when they're running through the grass and just chasing that team down and just taking out the whole team. I want a team.
yeah.
full
I
of
got that
Raptors.
the Jurassic Park map, and yeah, that's what my son did. I went and got all of my Raptors from Masters of Time, and we fought a T-Rex. So
That's awesome.
so we did on the
Did you
Jurassic Park map.
Did you at least paint one of the Raptors blue or no?
No, because that's Jurassic World.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, this is Jurassic World. No, I did. Yeah.
again, there's no bad time for dinosaurs on a HeroClix
Never.
board. Never.
Never.
Just not a thing.
And that would
I love
honestly
it. I love
be-
the idea.
Yeah, that would be a great property to throw some stuff into. We definitely need that.
Pete, I'm going to disagree. The bad time to have a team full of dinosaurs on a HeroClix board is when your opponent plays Darkseid.
So that was still a pretty fun game because I kept trying to give you a chance to kill something with the T-Rex to get it to
Yeah.
full points, so we could have a giant T-Rex fight Darkseid to the death. I just was so hoping it was going to happen.
Dude, I came close.
You did come
So the
close.
Velociraptors are equal as generics for your monthlies, correct?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
run multiples.
Okay. All right. So animal, I'm looking at a T-Rex and just a bunch of raptors. Got it.
How many points are they? 30?
40.
40.
40.
Oh, they're too high.
Yeah,
Then.
they're missing. From what I heard, is they're supposedly missing a trait, which makes sense because that is not a 40-point dial.
Yeah.
So they just cut a trait off him, still left him 40 points.
That's what I mean. You look at it and like that does not feel like 40 points.
No.
Yeah.
I really like this idea about Jurassic Park iconics.
Yeah, that's one that I think would also sell. Especially just based off the first movie alone. There's plenty of stuff in there.
Yeah.
I mean, can we get like a Dennis Nedry in the little can thing?
Yeah.
As an
and
icon.
As long
spitter,
as I get Mr. DNA, I get Mr. DNA, we're good.
that's the Ultra Chase.
Yeah.
You
Aw,
think
man.
they put a terrain marker in there that's just a giant pile of Triceratops poop?
Oh, that would be
Yes.
great.
Yes.
Would be
Okay,
blocking.
I was thinking Dino Bones, but that works too. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it'd be a big pile of dino crap. I like it.
Excrement, sir.
I also can't tell. Sorry, I also can't tell you how excited I am for Zombie Scarlet Witch. This is my only goal for Champion Clicks. What a great sculpt and fun dial. I think that piece honestly looks like a ton of fun. I'm very happy we're getting one at King of New Orleans in a couple weeks just for participation. And I was at first a little disappointed that they're moving away, at least for her, with the zombie clicks at the end, those 3. But she's so cool and just like super playable. I'm not like too broken up over it. I'm gonna definitely play her still.
Well,
with
she
Wolverine.
doesn't. The Z virus, she doesn't really fit that because she's not from the Marvel Zombies.
Yeah, they picked
So
her from the
I'm fine with her not having the Z virus just because she's not from the Marvel Zombies like Wolverine.
Yeah, but they did the same thing with the deceased stuff. They all had the
Yeah, I know,
they're
but
all-
that's the deceased. Deceased is DC's answer to Marvel Zombies.
Yeah. And the deceased guy, all the people that are deceased were from that run, whether it was the deceased original or the deceased New Gods. So that all makes sense.
Because they didn't give her the Z virus trait. They gave her what, Zombie Horde?
Yeah.
Zombie Horde, yeah. So she themes with George Washington.
And Abraham
Who's
Lincoln.
awesome.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, they all themed together with Monster, but
Yeah.
That's boring.
okay.
I want someone to get top. If someone can get top 8 with Zombie Horde at silver, that's, someone did it with Scrolls. Come on, that's the challenge. That's another Simon Garth challenge. Top 8 Zombie Horde.
Yeah, I like Scarlet Witch. It was just one of those where I was expecting the deceased type clicks, and then I'm like, oh, she doesn't have those. So but she's still really fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're thinking 2 Scarlet Witches, a George Washington, the Mummy.
It's not looking good.
Well, you also have Abraham Lincoln. You have the generic zombies.
Yeah, you got Honest Abe. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not great.
I know he's not great.
He's okay for 40.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other one, the clear one, not the other one. Or is that the
No,
ghost
that's the
one?
ghost. Yeah, that's the ghost of Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, you're right. Because I think the ghost one is actually better than the zombie one.
It is, yeah. So that's the chase.
And then Daredevil Born Again trailer dropped. I'm optimistic. Thoughts? The preview got me pretty hyped for it. It's always cool when you have a show that gets canceled, then gets revived. So then look this good as it does. So
we got John Bernthal coming back as Punisher, and so that's cool that we're getting him in the MCU. And so I'm only hoping that we can get more of the Netflix Marvel characters coming back.
Yeah, I liked all the shows.
I forgot what the Luke Cage actor is, but yeah, the Luke Cage, I just can't see anyone else playing Luke Cage after watching that show.
No, he's so good.
He was so good. So Iron Fist, I guess they could replace because he was okay, but
yeah, he was.
Seeing John Bernthal in it, I'm like, we're getting the good Punisher.
Yeah,
I mean the second best Punisher we've ever had because I think the first one was 1989 with Dolph Lundgren. That's probably my number 1 Punisher.
I don't think I saw that.
But he's you're missing out. That was during the golden age of Marvel movies, with Captain America with his rubber ears, the 1994 never released Fantastic Four. Good stuff.
Doesn't sound like it. Then we got Lots of Gambit disrespect going around here. Better not let Dan disrespect Juggernaut the way he did Gambit when he read that card without reading the powers' names. Dan.
I mean, I read it the way I read it. I'm not gonna like, hey,
No take back.
no, like I read it the way I read it. I meant no disrespect. If you're gonna take it that way, that's on you for taking it that way.
Maybe it's my fault. I'm not sure why I gave Dan Gambit, so I'll be sure to take Juggernaut on our set review for the rest. But
I even pointed that out before I read Gambit's
I
card.
know.
I'm like, I'm surprised that I'm the one taking Gambit.
Yeah, I was really figuring that Gambit was not getting read by anybody else but you. So that really, you know, Garrett, if you're gonna be mad at someone, be mad at Redmond for that one.
Mm-hmm.
I know everyone
He
on
gave
here
it to
loves
Dan.
Gambit. They're just
Yeah.
a little shy to say it.
Oh, I love Gambit as a character. I
I
just
like
think that
Gambit.
after waiting since House of X, that to get a lackluster uncommon, just I wasn't too thrilled about. Same way I felt with Deadpool Weapon X with Richter. Following up the
Yeah.
House of X Richter with
Yeah,
that was just lackluster.
Oh,
exactly. That was a hard follow.
That's the main thing that I have. I'm not saying it's a bad figure. It's just when you go from something so great to just like nah,
yeah.
it just doesn't feel so good.
Those are great points. Looper, what's
So,
your
yeah.
opinion on Gambit?
Gambit and Wolverine got me into the X-Men in the first place, so I can't say anything bad against them.
What about House of X Gambit after seeing him destroy Pete in the mystical game?
I mean, I love that figure, and it's an awesome sculpt. And yeah, I mean, you know, watching you play that Gambit is kind of like watching, like, you know, Beethoven on the piano, just a master at work.
For the record, is that the giant Newfoundland Beethoven from the movie, or is that actually like Beethoven?
Good follow.
The
Good,
Saint Bernard.
Yeah,
good
it's
follow.
the Saint
Pete. I like
Bernard.
it.
Bernard. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Well, no, I got one more thing about Gambit is that I really wish they would have made a movie in the '90s so we could have had Jean-Claude Van Damme play Gambit. I still think he's the perfect actor for it.
See, yeah, the
Sorry,
thing was,
Channing Tatum.
Well,
I
now
know
we got
people
Channing
that-
Tatum.
yeah, I know people didn't probably like his performance, but that was how I first saw Gambit. Was I think because I was a little too young for the what was it, X-Men '97 or the original run
Yeah,
of
when
that
it
series?
came out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
because when were you born? Because it came out in 1992.
yeah, I was born in 1992.
Jesus Christ.
No, it was it Taylor Kirsch? I can't remember if that's his name
Oh,
from the
Kitsch?
X-Men Origins.
Is it Kitsch?
Or
Taylor
Kitsch,
Kitsch,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
actually-
tried so hard and all of his movies bombed. I felt so bad for him because they
What was
gave him
that
like
terrible one?
3.
The one on Mars, whatever that was.
John Carter.
Yes,
Yes,
that's
John Carter,
terrible.
so
Okay,
bad.
okay.
But
No, no, no.
you know what?
John Carter's- John
The one
Carter's
movie
a
he's good in
great
though.
movie.
No, it's no, it was as a fan of the books, it was okay. The one movie though I will say that bombed that shouldn't have was Battleship. Okay, that was ingenious.
That
to
was
turn
actually pretty
board-
good.
The
Yeah.
way they made that was amazing. You had the World War II vets
Yep.
getting that kitten to purr again. All right, I will defend Battleship till the day I die.
It
I don't
totally
even think I
worked.
saw
Yeah.
that.
You need to. That movie is one of the best popcorn flicks since Armageddon.
Looper, what were you gonna say about John Carter?
I love John Carter. I think they just marketed it wrong.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I thought it's great. I huge.
Hmm.
I was a big fan of the movie. I thought it was great.
No,
Why?
it was a really good movie, and I
It
think
was not.
you're absolutely right. So, as a fan of the book series, I think it was a really well done adaptation.
Well, it sounds like
the
the book is
marketing was
terrible. then.
horrendous. Well, the book's over 100 years old.
Oh. Well, it wasn't enjoyable and it dragged forever.
Oh, you want explosions every 5 minutes. You're one of those Fast and Furious Fast 10 fans.
I don't need
Give me my-
a Michael Bay
Dwayne
movie.
Johnson. You like the Michael Bay, like the
No, I
Ninja
said
Turtles?
I do not need Michael Bay. No.
Okay.
Oh, man.
All right. Ryan Bookwood. The chase set in the Trove is pretty much doggy poo poo in my opinion. The super rares are pretty good though. Why give a ranged character 4 range? I think it needs to be at least 5. Spoken
Are
like
we
a
don't
true
we're not
tryhard.
we're not answering this. We got a set review coming up.
Can't answer.
He's one.
It's a
He's
statement.
yeah. Thank you, Looper. This guy doesn't. Bookwood doesn't get questions. Part of it.
Yeah, so this is how this works, Bookwood. You're right. You think it's bad. That's okay. Just wait for the piece to start winning and then overpay for it.
Yep.
Honestly, a lot of them seem really fun. I'm gonna be playing a lot of them, but
And there's some sneaky stuff in there in the chases
I
that
think so too.
There's some good ones. Just wait for
So-
the next podcast, Bookwood. We'll fill you
Yeah.
in on things.
yeah.
I wanted to shit on Bookwood a little bit more.
We can always do that.
All right.
Doggy
moving on.
poo poo. He's nuts. There's at least 4 of them that are good.
Oh yeah, we'll be going over them on the next one. So
It's a good listen. You guys all owe me a thank you for not letting him go 3-0. I'm just saying.
I agree.
There would have been no limit with him.
That literally, because we were gonna run an event, the King of Kenosha, but like I don't think there's a reason to even run an event. I think that you crowned yourself by not having him go 3-0.
Could you
I think that you're
imagine
just the King
him?
of Kenosha.
Could you imagine him if he went 3-0 on a Monday night?
Nope.
Yeah.
You mean like the last
After
time?
deleting a figure of Redmond's off the map, yeah, no, we can't have that.
Oh,
Damn.
he almost he had it was he was feeling pretty good at the beginning of the game. So it was fun. It was a fun game. So
It was a humbling experience for him. That's good.
Maybe next time, Bookwood, you can go 3-0.
I was gonna say I feel like the last time he went 3-0 and then he came back the next week, he literally got his face.
0-3?
Yeah.
Oh, Sounds like a good week
Dice.
to me. All right, Peter
All right, was that enough
Marshfield.
crapping on Bookwood for you?
Yeah,
Or
I
do
do
we-
feel better now. Get smashed,
All right,
Bookwood.
Excellent.
Peter Marshfield. Just when you think we can't get any more out of control, we go off the rails, as it was guided by Miles Kane. Hope everyone is surviving. What do you all think about getting more wrestlers into the fray? Would like to hear what you all think about luchadors, and should we get some in CLIX? Cries and Rey Mysterio. I really want to see WWE come back into CLIX, but I'm not sure about the luchador stuff because the rope mechanic was kind of weird, and I don't know anyone that actually used it with anybody. But the characters in wrestling are really good.
I did use the mechanic. It is a little weird and it's very niche, but with maps having tons of hindering, I'm totally okay with that, especially with you being able to make debris.
Yeah.
I guess the game is
So there's a lot to be doing. Yeah.
It's like
So
when
there
it
is
works, it works
stuff you can
really
do.
well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
WWE Wave 2 never releasing, though, still hurts today.
Yeah, no, because Hulk Hogan would have won Rock Cup last year if he came out.
Yeah.
I would have won with him. Yeah, I would have won with Hulk Hogan, and there's no one that can tell me otherwise.
Nobody knows what he does, so you're correct. No one
Yeah.
will tell you otherwise.
Brother, well, you know what? If Hulk Hogan helped design it, let's just say that he doesn't lay down for anyone, brother. He has creative control.
That doesn't work
So.
for him, brother.
Yeah.
If I could make any suggestion for an inspiration, let's go Guacamelee. Also, this is mostly an indie developed game, so getting licensing rights for miniatures shouldn't be too hard, I would think. Final thoughts on a possible, then something else. I'm not familiar with this Luchadors thing, though. Are you guys?
I do love guacamole. I love that and sour cream on my tacos.
No, it's
Guacamelee's-
Guacamelee.
Yeah, it's a
Oh.
pretty fun. It's a pretty fun 2D side scroller. It's like you
Okay.
can get it for like almost nothing.
Oh, see, I have no idea what that is. So
It
yeah,
was like
cool.
really fun, artistically styled, and it was kind of like Metroid. Like it was fun. I mean, I played it for a couple weeks. I enjoyed it a lot.
I like the name.
So
Yeah, and I love the look of luchadors too. So
Mhm.
yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah,
and I also love
I'm all about-
guacamole.
as long as it's not an anime, I'm all about an iconic set for it.
Man.
What did Miles? How did Miles drag us off of the rails the last time?
That's kind of his thing.
It's
Yeah.
just what I do.
Yeah.
Why you
Kind of
gotta say
all
that,
of
man?
thing.
What do you mean,
Why
how?
you
That
gotta
just
say
doesn't
that?
work for me. That just doesn't work for me, Peter. All right.
The only
Speaking of
The
things
only
that
people
don't
that are-
work, is this link that you sent us for this possible
yeah, that's the
modern
second time that's happened too.
build. Are
Not
you
that
just-
anybody's counting.
Are you not making them unlisted and they're still private? Is that what that is?
That has
Yeah.
to be it. Yeah.
That's when they're unlisted. Yeah.
I think the only person trying to keep us on task around here is really Redman and maybe Dan occasionally, right, Miles?
Yeah,
We're more
well, they
more
have to
freeform
because
thought.
well, that's why with the bystanders that Aquamiles and Redworm's going to make, that's why you and me have the flight because we're carrying them. So this is how it works.
Man, I'm the distraction. If they can't hit me, that allows you to do your thing. So I don't know
Exactly.
about that.
That's right.
And here I go
It's
putting
perfect.
us
You're
back on track.
Yep.
Right.
A+ wingman is Dan.
Right.
You gotta get past his
here.
rollouts to get to me.
Almost time to get back on track. All right. Also, since the mouse owns Marvel, do we think Gravity Falls might ever make it into CLIX format? It certainly would be awesome. We could get more gnomes involved. I'm actually not familiar with Gravity Falls either.
Redman,
Me
what
neither.
did you
It's
do with your
way
TV
past
show
my-
time?
How old is that?
You did not watch Gravity Falls. You didn't watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Like let's talk about this.
I don't watch Gravity Falls.
Oh, it's
How-
great.
was
You
also-
like it, Miles.
How old
I
I
is
was
just
it?
I
also
don't
not-
know. I don't like the animation style. That's my major problem now with most of the cartoons is that the animation style really makes me not want to watch it.
Looper, help me out here. Have you watched Gravity Falls?
Love Gravity Falls.
Thank you.
I knew Luber. I knew Luber would be right in on that.
Daniel?
I have not, but it looks like it could be interesting.
Oh, that came out about when you were about a wee lad.
Just a wee tyke.
What is it
It's
about?
on Disney Plus.
Is it?
It's got a lot of things that go through it, but it's about a brother and sister that end up hanging out with their uncle or grunkle. And then there's like just
Is that
all
the one with
kinds of
Uncle
nonsense
Grandpa?
things. No, that's a grunkle stand.
Oh, okay. Which one's Uncle Grandpa? Oh, that's Uncle Grandpa. Never mind. It's a different show. Uncle Grandpa.
Titled Uncle.
That's what we need. Not Gravity Falls. We want Uncle Grandpa.
I mean, essentially they are out running around like investigating like paranormal incidents that happen in this town. And it's based in Oregon.
So when was this out?
2012 through 2016.
Okay. I think what was I doing then? I think it was just work and school.
I'll watch animated stuff. It doesn't bother me. I read comics, so watching cartoons is not like that much of a
Oh.
departure in my mind.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So yeah, it's worth watching though. Your kids would like it. Honestly, Ollie and Mad would like it.
We just started Adventure Time, which I think I mentioned a couple of podcasts ago, and that's actually been really entertaining. Christine can't get behind it, but I laugh at it. The kids laugh at it. It's pretty funny.
I mean, Looper, could you
she can go ahead
imagine?
and read her
Could you
Onyx
imagine
Storm.
a Chase Bill cipher? Oh yeah.
Oh, he'd have to be the Ultra Chase, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm on board.
David Newmark, why is Ryan Redman in the bottom 10% of HeroClix players? Does his family know? What's his plan at Champion Clicks Open Modern 300 when he scrubs out of Swiss after 3 rounds? Well, David, there's a really cool spreadsheet making rounds called the ELO, and currently I'm at number 77 while you're at 643. And I'd say 643 is way closer to the bottom 10% than 77. But I will be able to get a lot of practice in with Modern before Orlando. So we'll be at the King of New Orleans event next weekend. Then we have Icy Regionals and practice events leading up to those. So I'm expecting to do quite well at the Champion Clicks Open, and you will have a front row seat, my friend.
Also,
Those
don't
are
match
big words. So yeah. I'm expecting big stuff from you, Rebin. Okay, get that dub.
All right.
Dang, what am I, chopped liver?
What are you playing in, Dan?
Well, no, he's talking big.
Yeah.
I'm totally playing in Champion Clicks. What are you talking about?
Okay. Are you going to be there all weekend? Have you gotten your stuff yet?
I'm trying to be. What are you talking about? Have I got my stuff?
Your tickets and everything. Your
Yeah.
event tickets.
Yeah.
Okay.
I literally said I booked up. Was that not specific enough?
I was not sure.
Oh, okay.
I smell a bet.
For
Friend
what?
of the show, David Newmark. I think you and Mr. Redman here need to come up with some terms and conditions on this little exchange.
Ooh, a little T and C
Well-
action like that. I like it.
I won the last bet. I don't know why he won't follow suit and just say, sorry, you have to play this team. I mean, I got Simon Garth and Lady Mastermind.
We've
And
we've
tough.
had we've had some things said tonight from one Ryan Redman. Heel turn coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
His villain arc, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
going to make cut.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you have to make cut. There's no. You're stuck. You have to make cut. No
Deal.
excuses.
That's it. So all I have to do is just make cut.
No, you gotta make top 8.
Nope, you said cut.
Do it. Fine. Yeah, let's go cut. Let's see you go 2 and 3.
Okay.
2 and 3. Oh no.
All right, top 8. At least.
Ooh.
There is that competitive spirit I love to see.
All right. Yep.
All right, moving on to Wes Robertson. With all the new equipment, does Trophy Deadpool deserve a look with Prime Elsa? So I don't think he is still playable, right? At 65 points, that's just way too much.
The only Deadpool that potentially has playability is going to be the Valentine's one.
Yeah, because of the trick arrow.
Yeah.
Have we seen the card?
And improved targeting, everything. Yeah, we've seen the card.
When I did look at this card though, now it says when an opposing game element leaves its sideline, roll a d6, 5 or 6, score 10 victory points. Would you do that if there was a butterfly swap, or is it not?
Yeah.
Okay, so you would do that before the game even starts. You can do that.
Well, no, it's at the beginning of the game, so the game has already started.
Yeah, so you would just
It's at the beginning of the game phase, so yeah.
Okay.
You'd be potentially up 10 points right away, which is good.
So you can put that with Major Logan to get a 4 through 6, potentially. But I just don't know if the points is.
Yeah, but that also would be. I know it doesn't stop Beetlejuice from coming in, but if someone brings him in, there's a chance to score points. I mean, it's more than twice the points of Black Panther, but being able to score points on that's kind of neat.
Yeah, but for it to work, you need at least Major Logan on your team, and hopefully he's sharing a figure. Because the 5 through 6 for just that many points just doesn't feel good.
Yeah, there's too much.
If you're able to get that 50-50, and he's 65 points. So that's a problem.
What hurts, yeah, and he's just too easy to just go right through.
Yeah, so now you're up by 20 points, but what's stopping them from getting the alpha off?
And then they're up
because
they're getting 65.
Well, then he's only charged blades for 65 points too. Yeah.
You just literally spend 45 minutes counting the same 7 squares.
There you go.
And that could work.
Yeah.
But I can only count to 4.
Modern problems, modern solutions. Wes, if you want to play Deadpool, go for it. I don't see it, but maybe you can make something work.
They'll make a Deadpool that you can play one of these days.
Yeah.
Before or after Thor?
There's already a good Thor. The new super rare Thor. The new super rare Thor is pretty good for 50 points.
It's your time then. It's coming.
Yep. Finally got the playable Thor.
For all the hype building up to Collector's Trove, I am generally disappointed. The chases are lackluster, and there doesn't seem to be much outside of equipment that will have much of an impact on the competitive scene. Do you agree, or am I overlooking figures that you think will affect the meta?
We've got a whole episode coming on this. There's stuff in the chases that are going to impact the meta.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
There's going to be some things that are unthemed to be good because you're going to need to team up with Care Panther, but absolutely you're overlooking a few chases. Especially one of them. I think one of them is going to be insane.
We'll go in depth with that when we do the actual set review. Looney Tunes would make a fun, iconic set. What would your favorite character and what would their trait be? I'm not a huge Looney Tunes fan, but I would definitely need a Marvin the Martian and a Taz leading into some sort of Ray with Marvin the Martian and then Taz.
Taz is definitely your figure for sure.
Yeah.
Ralph and Sam, the best 7-episode run they ever had with any character.
What
Ralph
random shit are you talking about now? Who is Ralph and Sam from the
Looney Wolf Tunes? And Sheepdog. The Wolf and Sheepdog,
okay.
where they
I know who that is then.
Walk in? Yeah. Ralph and Sam is also an awesome PlayStation. Oh, it's amazing. There's something they can do with sheep mechanics. That's just an amazing PlayStation game. Amazing 7 episodes. There's not a bad episode of Ralph and Sam. You'd also get Barnyard Dog, and Foghorn Leghorn.
Oh,
Yosemite Sam.
Oh, but Foghorn Leghorn's kind of that might not hold up nowadays. You know, the whole his whole shtick is kind of rough.
I don't care. Yosemite Sam. That's what I want.
Oh yeah, that's
Or as
fine.
Trump called him, Yosemite.
Yosemite.
Yosemite. That's still one of my favorite quotes of any president ever is when he's reading a teleprompter and can't pronounce Yosemite. 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 He's like,
All right, moving on. Miles, this is one for you right here.
Well, Looper, you got anything?
Oh, I would go. I'd probably go Roadrunner and something weird with an outwit mechanic.
Neat.
Bro,
That's
I
right
would go
there.
Wile E. Coyote with the Acme
Yes.
catalog.
That's a whole iconic
There's so
set
many
right
things.
there.
Yeah, there's so many things you could do with that, and just classic Bugs Bunny and Daffy.
I just need a Bugs Bunny that doesn't die, basically. Like, because how many times
Well-
does he something like that? I feel like it's something
Yeah.
like
Well, he doesn't die because it's duck season.
that. Yes.
It's Wabbit season.
We haven't seen.
No. Elmer Fudd would be awesome too. So yeah, there's Looney Tunes is just iconic, and I'd want an entire.
Are
set
they
of
public?
Looney
Are they
Tunes.
public domain now? I feel like they're still not public.
No, they're Warner Brothers,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we already have Warner Brothers iconics with
yeah?
Beetlejuice. So
That's true.
Yeah, they can make some fun stuff there.
I want to see Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny when they do like the whole opera thing.
Oh yes,
100%.
yes.
100%.
I hear you guys talking about good players and bad players. What makes someone a good player? Is it the meta, team building, and winning tournaments? Is it making a team out of the figures you like and getting a winning record? Is it finding the weird interactions that breaks the game? Is it taking Simon Garth and actually winning a game? Where do players like me fall in the range between good and bad, that they try hard but don't have any major tournament victories? Miles, what do you think about this one?
So when I say a good player or a bad player, when I say a bad player, that's somebody who just has a bad attitude the entire time, and doesn't know the rules. If you want to bring casual pieces, that doesn't make you a bad player. It's all about your attitude. That's where I go in with bad player. I don't think that like you not winning an event makes you a bad player at all.
Makes
I give a lot of crap. Yeah, well, he is. I give the Oregon players a bad name because they have a lot of them have a casual mentality, and so I'm riling them up to hopefully try and get them to be a little bit more competitive.
Motivate them.
So it's more, So it's more of just poking fun at them instead of me just saying that they're real bad players. Except for the CLIX bads. Chris is horrible. He has horrible takes and he doesn't even play. He has excuses. So
Excuses don't fly.
yeah, I mean you can. One day you're gonna find a piece that because that's how some players are. Is that there's gonna be some players that just they haven't found their niche yet because like they're trying to play a play style that doesn't really suit them, and the figure that suits their play style just hasn't been made yet. And all it takes is for that figure to be made, and all of a sudden you're gonna be happy that you're playing this figure because it's your play style. You're not trying to be like somebody else. You're just able to play to your strengths.
I think the real difference is just being able to see your weaknesses both on like a team that you build and the play and you as a player, and then adjust that. And a good player can do that, and a bad player doesn't think they need to do that. They just think that they're just going to be fine.
Yeah.
Pete,
Yep.
what do you think?
I'm a bad player. Most people are better than me. That's pretty much how I set it up. I mean,
be a better
it's,
player, but they're not a better person. Let's just put that to bed.
It's an interesting question, honestly. Wes puts forth an interesting question, and I don't think it's good players and bad players has ever been. I would never honestly look at anybody that sits down to play this game and be like they're bad unless they just really are bringing down the state of the game. Have I had truly bad experiences playing other people? Yes, because their attitudes were terrible, or it was an argumentative game about stuff that like obviously they just weren't clear on. And I try to clarify it, and it just wasn't going anywhere. But that's the stuff that I would term as bad. A bad experience player is what I would like to say. Like you either have a good experience with the game. The game may not go the way you want. Your dice may not go the way you want. You may have a plan and then you just may get pants because you didn't see something on the other team. But that should not be a bad experience player. That's just you had a bad game, and that's different than what the experience with the good or bad player is. So I agree with Miles. I think it's more of like a state of the person across from you and what they're doing. I mean, I don't sit down and devote time and energy to this hobby to be frustrated and, feel unfulfilled with my free time. I know all of us are busy adults, and this is the way I choose to spend my free time. I just want to enjoy myself and have fun playing a game.
That's fair. What about you, Dan?
I think what makes it for me is just like consistent. It's like I have tried, like my biggest thing is I've tried to grow in like my capability to be consistent about certain things. So like that's my biggest thing that I think like for me makes like, and not necessarily like a good versus bad, but just like being a consistent player. And like whether it's consistently placing or like consistently like doing like what you would define as like well. So I think that's the bigger thing for me. Like, and yeah, like I agree with what everybody said. Like no one's like necessarily good or bad. It's more of just like
Book what's bad.
improvement versus okay.
Yeah, well, Bookwood also cheats because he you need to be careful on what click he puts on. Actually, there's a lot of players I've actually dealt with too where they try to act like they don't know the rules or say that something works the way and not, just to try and pull one over because they winning is so important.
That is when you just call
So,
the judge. You just go judge,
yep.
and that's
That is one complaint I do have is what I term it as soft cheating.
Yeah.
They know that something doesn't work that way, and they're gonna see if you know, and
Yep.
that's just no room for that. Like mistakes happen in this game anyway, just because it's such a complicated game with complicated interactions. But if you're gonna resort to that tactic to win, then I think that's pretty crappy.
yeah. So like I think the biggest thing for me is just like consistency and like continuous improvement. Like I set like a goal for myself was out like this last Worlds I wanted to do better than my previous attempt, which I was not positive or I did not have a positive record. This last year I was 3-2. I just didn't score enough points, but I can take away from that and I can learn from it and go, okay, well how can I improve and get better next time? So
Baby steps.
yeah, you're like Rome wasn't built in a day. You're not gonna be a clicks champion like overnight. It just doesn't work. So unless you
It
get
all
extremely lucky.
it also didn't burn in a day either.
Looper, what's your take on good versus bad players?
I agree. I think it's all about attitude. For me, I think it's more of playing what you want and making it work and tweaking it to how uh, how you want it to work versus having a bad attitude and just being complaining about why what you built isn't working.
Right. Now, his other question was, and this was dangerous, he wants to directly know where he falls between the range of good and bad, where they still try hard, but they don't have any major tournament victories. Honestly, I don't think you can get caught up in having a major tournament victory. There's just not enough major tournaments for everyone that's a good player to win. So, and I've talked to...
Yeah, and it's all, and it dice rolls. Like, come on.
Yep.
Yeah, you can just have
Like
a
it's a
bad
dice
day.
game.
But I think Wes falls into a category, and I've told this to him also, where he has a lot of thoughts and he goes too hard into a gimmick, and there's just not enough answers for something, and it's usually just it's too much into offense or too much into defense. So he's got a good mind and he loves the game, but it comes down to just being able to have more answers to go against the meta, I guess, because it always just comes down to it's too into offense or it's too into defense, and if it's not going to be able to take apart what the average player is going to bring, it's going to probably go 2-3 or 3-2, and it doesn't usually make cut then. Miles, I know you've talked to
gimmicks,
him a little bit.
Yeah, gimmicks are fun. I ran that Star Mjolnir gimmick, but like it was a good gimmick. It's really hard to try and you have to test out a gimmick, but
It has to
you
be able
also
to
don't want to
answer.
go all in. Yeah, you have to be able to answer a lot of things. Like that's the only reason why the Star Mjolnir gimmick worked was because like it was more than one attack. So I was able to get 5 attacks full map, 14 attack for 7 damage. So I'm able to answer multiple things. So like that's where that gimmick comes into play. And then like there's a few other gimmicks that I've tried that just really didn't work too well because like you said it was going all in on one piece. And so if you take off one piece and all of a sudden the gimmick no longer works and you're a sitting duck because it doesn't it answers one thing in the meta and not everything.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and then you need to
So
know what are you going to do if you lose that one piece.
Mhm.
It can't just all fall apart.
One thing that Miles has said that I've really like tried to make a habit is learn what my team loses to, not what my team beats.
Yes.
And I know Wes has messaged me about that because he said, honestly, I don't know what my team loses to. And it's so hard for me to explain or tell you what your team loses to because it's not just like, oh, you just lose to an aggressive team. It's finding out like what the team's weaknesses are. And that's where I mean, like, what do you lose to? So like if you have like an overly aggressive team, like how are you going to handle, a defensive shell or a team with multiple attackers like that can overwhelm you? That's where I'm talking about like what you lose to. It's a very nuanced question that sounds simple, but it's not. It's hard to implement for a lot of teams.
Totally agree. All right, his next question is, why is this set so small? I'm honestly still kind of confused by that, and I really hope it's not the new normal. I like big sets. I like when the chases go to like the mid to high 60s. Do you guys like the smaller sets, or are you a little sad that the set's small?
Yeah, set it's small.
I don't mind them once in a while. I think I'm okay with it more because it's Marvel. Because Marvel gets more of the spotlight every year than DC. It feels like it's equalizing a little bit more. At least like because we got 2 DC sets last year, and hopefully we're gonna get 2 this year. But or sorry, was it? Did we get 2 DC sets?
No, we only got one.
I don't think so.
I'm sorry,
we only get one.
It was the Notorious year where I thought it was equalizing a little more.
I think this set would have benefited from being a bigger set than a Marvel set because it wasn't an Avengers, an X-Men, or a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It was cosmic, and we don't get a lot of that. So
No.
that's what disappointment of it being small. I
That's
love
fair.
Notorious. Notorious was a mega set, and I mean, there wasn't a bad brick in the bunch.
No, I think the thing.
I know it's possible to do it.
If you look at it, they've kind of pivoted away from like the Avengers lately with the sets they put out for Marvel, at least. But I think that's
They
why
had two. They had 2 Avengers sets. We had Avengers Forever and Avengers 60th.
Almost back to back.
No, I know, but I'm
Yeah.
talking the last 2 years. That's what I'm like. If you're talking 2024, and what was it 20?
Yeah, 2023 we had Avengers Forever, Avengers 60th.
No, 2023 was not Avengers. Was that Avengers Forever? I thought
That was Avengers Forever. That was at the end of
because
2024.
Arachnite just rotated
Yeah.
last year.
All right. Well, then, okay. So 2024 into 2025, we have not had like a ton of Avengers as far as Marvel sets are going. We have had, what was that Next Phase, which is not.
Yeah. Then we had an X-Men set.
And then we had an X-Men set, and then we had Wheels of Vengeance, which is definitely not like Avengers.
No,
and then now we have Black Panther, which but they really focused on Wakanda versus like, here's the Avengers.
Yeah, they've been sneaking them in.
No, that's why I wanted a bigger set. Like if Black Panther was a small set, like that would have sucked.
Yeah.
So it was able to really fill out the Wakanda keyword, whereas we don't get a lot of cosmic, and so that's why it's a little bummed that it's a smaller set because like we could have totally used awesome to get more of the newer of the elders of the universe. More Guardians.
I'm not gonna be sad if we get more like hero clicks. I just meant like as far as like I'm more okay with it because it's a Marvel set.
No, I get it. Yeah, no.
I'd be like, dude, we get one set a year. At least make it a full set.
Yeah.
See, I was hoping for like 20 pieces of equipment. That's where my letdown was. I thought this was going to be like this huge mega set with just tons of equipment.
We got the chase booster still. They've only
Does- no.
shown 2 pogs, so
The Pogs, if
that's
that does not count. If it's just Pog
that's
equipment, that doesn't count.
that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, that's exactly what it's gonna be, and it's gonna be very disappointing.
I mean, you got 40 characters essentially.
The
Is that
stuff
how
in
many
the
it's in the main set?
I don't remember.
So
that count.
46 plus 2, so 47 essentially. You got the legacies were only a handful, but they're all reasonable. And then the one shots and the equipment have to be kind of counted and stuff.
Yeah, because they are
You know.
coming in the boosters. You do get a lot of one shots in your boosters, or like in a brick, I guess.
I mean, I would have always taken more clicks than less clicks, but I don't. I just think they're trying something different with this set, and we'll see how it goes.
The two things that I'm super excited for the set. Still, there's a lot of fun stuff in here, but I was hoping for like 20 pieces of equipment and legacy equipment. Those are my two biggest wants.
Oh man, all the legacy equipment.
Yeah, I was really hoping they were going to start legacying the equipment. I was getting excited for that.
Well, I'm cool that they haven't. I don't know. I like them as their own unique things. So especially with silver being, or like as grown as it has. I don't know.
When a card makes it a second object, I think it's awesome. But they have not done that.
I'm cool with it so far.
All right.
All right, and then
What up?
Number 6, we have a Westpool question, so we're going to try a new voice here. Ready? Hi, guys. When will Aquamiles, Rebgorn, and Scuba Pete be up to fight evil with me? What would we call ourselves? I suggest the CLIX Commanders, because nobody can find us. I think Degeneration CLIX and Westpool would be a good name.
Yeah, there's a TV show, a cartoon series from the 90s called Three Friends and Jerry, and I think that's what we can call us. It's Three Friends in Westpool.
But we do have some plans for those guys, so maybe if Westpool makes it to an event, he could make a cameo. Just needs to make it to an event.
I've only heard Westpool talk. I've never even actually seen pictures of Westpool or even seen Westpool even do videos.
Dude, that voice was awesome. I would accept Degeneration CLIX and Westpool, like a Marvel team up style, Brave and the Bold, or just the sexy CLIX.
No.
Yeah.
That does it then. Then Paul Cote, are you on the Chase Doctor Doom hype train? I know I am. I'm most excited for Scarlet Witch.
So ironically, I read this. Right, I'm reading the questions. I'm a professional podcaster, and I'm preparing myself. And then the guy that said earlier it was all poo-poo is agreeing with Paul Cote.
Yeah, you saw that? I like
That's
that.
a good point. That's funny.
Yeah, Doctor Doom I'm looking forward to because he gets Wakanda. So there's some interesting things there since you get him with Shuri.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Also, he's just good. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go more into depth later in the week with him too. So I know
I'm on the hype train.
I know I posted we were doing the set review with this one too, but it makes more sense to break this up because we are hitting 3 hours on this one.
Yeah, I'm falling asleep here soon.
Oh, sleepy guy. All right.
No, I see the heel turn's already starting.
Told you. New Ultra Chase Mephisto owner McConnell Lamar. Hey, gents. I hope things are going well. His first question, Butterfly, Colossus Prime, Hadari Yao, and Legacy Black Panther seem to be the creme de la creme right now. What do you recommend as counters to these figures? I think Legacy Black Panther and Despero, your top counters for Butterfly. What else do you guys think on that one?
I don't think there's any other counters really for Butterfly other than those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's really any straight up counters. I just think that it's just right now far and away like the most optimized team that's going to be built. I still think there's teams that can beat it. So just you're practicing against it and figuring out the best map choices. Even though Isaac beat that Plant team, I still think Plants has a chance in that matchup.
Plants is still so good. Like they're
so even with Beetlejuice because you can cheat him on Wakanda. So I still think there's something there. It's obviously gonna be a little bit harder to pilot than that team. So yeah, straight counters it's hard because like that team just does so much so well that there's not gonna really be a counter.
Well, and they don't rely on free actions, right? Because they're not like Butterfly is not really a free. Colossus doesn't really do anything for free. Same with Hadari and same with Panther.
Charge mind control, and then once you get universal weapon, you're not gonna be able to do a running shot and pulse wave.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really not needed much.
I mean, her
So
Side Blast thing is still really good. The Pulse Wave is just like icing.
yeah, yeah. So I just think that it's a really well built, like it's just meta pieces. We always have those builds, but stuff will always rise a little bit higher to be counters, just because the pilot is just played that team so well. I mean, Worlds is the perfect example of a team that no one thought could do it, and the matchups were there, and his dice were hot, and then Dylan took the Kong, Man Thing, Kale, and Prime. What's his Voodoo, and won Worlds with it. So the team's out there. It's just going to take practice. I think that it's an easy team to play against, but it's also hard to play against just because it's so simple.
Mm-hmm.
So you just reps against it, and then hope your dice are good and they don't have rollouts. Don't get their rollouts.
What about Colossus Prime and Hadari Yao?
I mean, you just have to hit Colossus. Like that's the thing. And there's plenty of things that can like hurt him. Like the Nth Metal Arrow is still huge. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a stat stick. Like he's still impervious. So if he misses and you just hit him with high damage, he's gonna go down. And you hit him 3 clicks, he's not nearly as scary.
No, barrel. I mean, the barrel really hurts him by not being able to go through walls.
Yeah, that's another big one. I think Blue Beetle is a top
I know
counter.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pete, what's your plan
Yeah,
if
if
you go
you're able to
against
shove it down there.
a Colossus Primary Hadari?
You just have to hit Colossus. You can't leave him alone. I mean, you just can't leave him alone. And Blue Beetle's a good counter for a lot of it. It erases whatever Butterfly comes in, potentially. It potentially erases Hadari, Yao, and Legacy Panther. Yao and Panther you can kill a lot of ways. They're not super resilient pieces. Colossus is more resilient. But I think there's a lot to do with Beetle. Still, I don't think he's been optimized or unlocked completely.
No, not at all. Looper, what do you think if you're sitting across the table from a Colossus Prime or Hadari Yao?
I think the best thing to do is make your attack rolls and hope your opponent misses theirs.
That's good insight. Thank you.
Leaper gets it. No, that's it's that simple, because like that team, it's not like it's doing something special.
No.
Like when you go into that game, you know what that team is going to do. It just does it very well.
Right. And the best counter to Legacy Black Panther, I think, is just attacking him and being able to take care of his mastermind options. So a Kong, Quake, or Energy Explosion for the Kong.
Zala. Send Zala out there, kill him, and then
sorry. His question was about Kong and the Legacy Black Panther, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you have double target or multi-target, so then you're hitting his mastermind fodder along with him, because then he's gonna get hit then.
Pete, do you care about Legacy Black Panther across the table?
No. I mean, it's going to determine what happens on the sideline. Other than that, there is some utility from it, but I think he's an easily scoreable piece.
Looper? Legacy Black Panther?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really had a chance to play one or really see one in action, so I don't think so. I don't think I'd be worried.
Yeah, as far as around here, Black Panther was legal, I think, for the Illinois states, right?
Yeah, it was.
And it was not like widely available. Hadari Yao was barely seeing play. I don't think I played against one Legacy Black Panther the whole event. So we haven't
going through those
seen that
ICs.
much,
There wasn't a lot in the ICs,
which was really surprising. I do think that he's definitely going to continue to see play, though, with all the sidelines shenanigans that's out there.
It's just he's so expensive and the cards are hard to get. I mean, you're talking about a figure that's almost 100, and then a legacy card that is almost 100.
Right, and it's not like it's a cool piece. it looks cool, but you're playing it to counter a piece that you just don't want to play against. It's not like it's doing much beyond that. It has a couple extra tricks, but you're not paying $200 to remove an action token for Vibranium.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really
No,
one main
you're
reason.
you're using it for the sideline stuff, and you do still get outwit and leadership. I mean, he's great on Warrior, Ruler,
Yeah,
Wakanda.
plenty of reasons to play him.
Yeah.
It's just $200 for that seems like a lot because he's doing more support style stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then, what would your ideal breakdown be for a 12 booster set by rarity and quantity of figures? I think just an ideal set would be, I think, 75 figures, 10 chases, 12 super rares, 15 rares, 18 uncommons, and 20 commons with a lot of generics. I did the math. Miles, what about you?
Yeah, I think Notorious is a perfect example of how I would want a set to be for the Kerr, the super rares, and the chases and the primes.
Yeah, that's a good example.
Because I want tons of generics.
Yeah, that helps sell a set
I
to
love
me.
me some generics. Yeah.
Dan, what about you?
Chase per brick. How about that? I'll make it simple.
Okay.
Otherwise, I really liked Black Panther. I also really liked Wheels of Vengeance. They're the two sets from like the last 2 years that I think I own the most of from the sets. But like I understand the want for like generics and stuff. Generics are always good. Like generics were fun to play in sealed too, so like that was a lot of fun. So I don't hate that. I just 75 feels kind of high for me. That's a lot. It's a lot of figures. I guess what was Panther? What did that get up to? 60? I think that was 60. Yeah, I think I like that. Like 60 was pretty good. Maybe like I'll cut you in the middle. I'll go 65 or because
What
I don't want to do
about
like 60.
75? Because it includes
Uh,
primes.
oh wait, are they not including? Oh yeah, because you're not including primes. That's what
I'm
2,
just throwing stuff at you.
4.
It's 60
Oh
main force. It went up to 60.
oh okay.
So
I
64 with
like
primes.
yeah. So 65 feels like a good middle ground, I guess.
Yeah, like 75. I agree.
No. We're not doing this.
I
Right.
feel like we are doing it. I'm
You're already
pretty sure he's been
you're
doing
already
it.
doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Pete, what about you? Ideal breakdown.
I would be more distribution. I would like a chase per brick. I feel that that's reasonable, and I think they need to put those damn fogs from the chase boosters in the sets.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Everything that's in those chase boosters should be available in the main set.
Other than that, I mean, number of figures. It's always more fun to have less. It's always more fun to have more clicks than less clicks, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have we seen
And
any?
I'm still laughing at the fact that Dan said we're not doing this, and he'd been doing it for like 5 minutes.
Have we seen an unboxing where there hasn't been a chasing a brick for Collector's Trove? I don't think so.
No.
No, I don't think so. Not
No.
that I remember.
That's optimistic.
Don't
Black
get my
Panther,
hopes up. Don't get my hopes up.
Looper, what would your ideal breakdown be for a set?
Yeah, I'd just keep it simple. A chase
Per
per
brick?
brick would be nice. I didn't realize how badly I really wanted that until Red, White, and Clicks. So.
Yeah, it hurts to open a brick and there's not a chaser prime in there, or even just a
Hey,
prime.
we made amazing work out of the worst brick.
We did good work, but it does feel like a letdown.
Oh no, I totally get that. I was right there with you, especially when we pulled two roadies and we're like, that was supposed to be a prime.
All right, and then his last question is: we have so many modern legal bystanders at the moment. What are your top 5 up until the Black Panther sets? Miles, what would you say on this?
So Baby Groot from the pizza box is going to be my number 1 for sure. Weasel's going to be there up there, and then Trying to go through and see what other ones. I mean, the Raven Pog is really good. Zenzi's probably gonna be my number 3.
2 more, but 5.
Yeah, that's I'm trying to think of like the other top ones. I guess Manifold because it's gonna be TK. That won't break theme. And Barrier. I think it has Barrier too. And then number 5 would be this is the Time Breaker.
Yeah.
Can't believe I forgot that. Yeah.
Dan, what would you say?
Are we talking about specifically the paid for bystanders that you like
No,
start
OP
the game
booster
with?
ones. No, just OP booster
Okay.
ones. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to specify because it doesn't really separate that in units. So that's why I'm like trying to like, are we only
Yeah,
talking
the
about
Groot,
those?
I cheated with the Groot Pog because this Groot Pog's from the Pizza Box, not from the Chase Booster. Chase
I
Booster
mean,
Groot
it's still
Oh, I
it's
guess
still
that would
like
still count though, because they're still
yeah,
similar.
it's still.
They
Mhm.
cost points. Yeah, I would count those.
Let's see. I think my favorites are probably Joined, Zenzi. I think T2 is still really good, even if I don't have one. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what the other paid for bystanders were. Um, what was the other one? Oh, what is it? Oh, like I think Forearm is underrated. Like I just feel like he's still really good. Yeah, he's 15 points, but
I think
like,
that
that's
was
still really.
that was a big thing with Deadpool Weapon X. A lot of the ones that weren't that good were way overcosted, and if they were
But
like
he's,
half price, there was a better chance they'd see some play.
I guess, what like 15 points for Charge Flurry, 8, 11, 18, 3 with Super Strength and Power and Invul. Just that still feels really good. Like
Yeah,
I don't. I guess like I have a hard time throwing that away and be like, this isn't good. When you used to pay, I think it was the same amount of points for just Super Strength when it was what was that like was that Gorilla Superman or something or
Oh,
Ape
yeah.
Superman I think back in the
Yeah.
day. So I struggle with saying that's bad. Um,
Pete, do you have a top 5?
Weasel. I actually like Gwenpool, honestly. I would go T2, Junta, and the Raven. But Zenzi's really good too.
Looper.
Flaming Tuba.
Yeah, I knew
Flaming
that was gonna be
Tuba.
on there.
there we go. I was like waiting for it.
Yeah. I don't really do a whole lot of collecting in the bystanders, so I like the baby Groot one, and then pretty much anything else that's gonna give me empower, enhancement, or prop.
Okay.
Yeah, not for nothing. The Scott Crampton Pog is still amazing. Lucas
Yep.
PJ and Scott is still amazing.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
guess he just
it-
said modern bystanders. I was looking at more of the official.
That's why I was like,
releases.
can I use the ones that are generated? Because if it's generated, I want the Skulldugger all the time. 'Cause I love giant pogs or the Chi Tiger. Like those are fantastic.
I'd probably go with
Where's your symbiote?
Time Breaker. He said joined first. The joined.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I did say
totally
that was
missed
my
that.
first pick, Miles.
Okay. Okay.
Weasel,
It's on its way, by the way. So
I figured.
Weasel, Time Breaker, and then what's the one that gives Battle Fury? I like the Ravens, and then
Zenzi.
Zenzi gives
Zenzi.
Battle Fury.
and then the cheap leadership. That's that Junta.
Yes, that's T2.
Oh, T2. Okay, then I would say
Yeah,
that one
T2,
next.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, and then last and definitely least, we have Recyclops Roots. Rebman, I saw your live video yesterday. It's such a shame. Do you need a starter kit to learn how to play? Eat shit, Recyclops. I've been seeing new players pop up on Facebook. I was wondering what buying advice you would give the new players. Starter kits first and then move on to a safe piece like Kong or Trigon. Yes, I hate you. Well, how do you feel about the Godzilla skin in Fortnite? And do you think we'll see him in HeroClix? Sure, you're the worst. When will we get a tour of the Reb Cave on YouTube? The people need to see how hard you hobby. I do hobby pretty hard, I would say. Pete, what do you think?
Yeah, we don't.
It's impressive. I mean, of the things that like obviously people listen to the podcast like HeroClix, so Redmond's map collection is unbelievable. Just and Clicks is like sometimes he's got 3 or 4 of like very meta pieces because everybody plays at his house. So I can't wait till all of them play and just how expensive this is going to be when they all like the same piece. But on some of his other hobbies, very impressive collections. So yeah, he hobbies pretty hard. If you want a hobby with Redmond, it's not a cheap thing. I told him a long time ago, you're not really a cheap guy to be friends with.
Yeah, I've had to step my hobby game up this year purely for that reason. I'm like, man, like I
You
did not think
did,
20.
and
I
you did.
did. It
And
doesn't mean my wallet just thanked me.
Looper understood the assignment pretty quickly.
Real close.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciate his degenerateness on Monday nights when he's like, "Well, I gotta buy. I'm gonna go buy some product and open it."
Yeah, Looper, how many times did you say that you got the buy and you went and bought a brick and just opened it during your buy?
0 if my wife is listening.
Oh, sorry about that.
No worries. I think I did that twice. Yeah.
That's it? I would have said 5 times to 7.
I would say we're not gonna have Looper back on if you keep it up.
That's fine. I mean, it was 0. It's probably never happened.
Whoa, dang.
It's never happened. I made it up.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
I've shown a few glimpses, though. I actually was super into Transformers before I got into HeroClix, so I have just a huge collection of Transformers, just like bins and bins and bins.
Yeah, like it's literally wall to wall.
yeah.
I was amazed the first time I saw it. I was like, wait, you do this and HeroClix? What?
I've backed off a lot on Transformers, but I still have quite a collection, and what you've seen is just like a fraction of it. But you can see in some of my videos and stuff, they're in the background. But I also hate you, Recyclops, just if I didn't say that. So, all right, boys, final thoughts. Let's wrap it up. Miles.
Yeah, it's seeing these events. It's really nice seeing Mara get into play. I just got done watching earlier the 2024 HeroClix video recap from HeroClix USA, and I can't thank him enough for showcasing the Aqua Miles arm wrestling match as well as showing clips of Tide to Tide. Thought that was really awesome. So definitely a highlight of 2024 for me.
Yeah, he just posted that, right? I need to check that out still.
Yeah, he posted earlier today. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that. Dan, what about you?
I need to get more modern practice, but I know we got some stuff coming up for that. I know I'm judging for New Orleans, but I'm excited to play modern. It's one of those where I really wasn't sure what to play, but I have like a more concrete idea now, so I'm excited to get that out there and see how it fares.
For sure. Pete, final thoughts?
I just want to say thanks to the Ringer, Matt Looper, for coming on tonight and hanging out with us and participating in the marathon that is this podcast. Thanks out there to everybody that's listening. Set reviews are coming. That's always one of our more fun things. And you guys have a great week.
Looper, your first final thoughts.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was a blast. I guess thanks for being such a awesome community. And like I said, I used to play X-Wing, and that community was really, really bad, the one that I was a part of, and this one has been great. You guys share knowledge freely, pieces freely, all of that stuff. It's awesome. It's what a gaming community should be.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we are glad to have you. I am looking forward to finishing the set review, so that'll drop in a couple days. And then, just getting ready for King of New York and then Icy Regionals. We got a lot of events coming up here soon. We are going to be doing a lot of traveling, so I'm excited for that to start ramping up. But thanks. New Orleans. Did I say New York?
You did.
Yeah, dude, I have said New York more times than I've said New Orleans. So, King of New Orleans.
Well, there's probably going to be a King of New York coming up soon, I'm sure.
There could be.
To be fair,
every
you didn't
state
clearly say King of New Orleans. You said like King of New Orleans. So
I
it's
know.
like New York and New Orleans together.
It is 12:38 in the morning now. So
Good night, everybody.
I think that every state should do a King of the State event. So we would support that. Every state should do one. Aaron Morgan, what do you think about that? All right. Thanks for listening. See you next time.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya!
Click it!